Gosh dang it, every time. Okay. Yeah.
The
Oh
dice choose you, unlucky man.
gosh. Can I use lucky?
Nope.
No, I got
It's not a
none left.
d20 roll.
Let's see. Yeah, last time was fun. Uh, Deus and Heo got back. Heo used to be in Shahu's body. Uh, and yeah, we were bickering in front of the door, trying to figure out who would go and knock on it to see who would dare to ask Grace. And then after arguing in front of the door for like 15 minutes, door swung open, killed me with my 1 HP. Poor Deus. Uh, and then the virus inside me was like, haha, not so fast, made me get back up. Rage, me and Heo fought, took him out. Also got knocked out from Grace because she double tapped me, got me good. Then that after she did that, she removed my little power thing, got stuck as a statue for a bit. And how did Hale end up getting a wedgie on me? I forgot how.
Other
Some,
way
some
around.
so something happened where he was just suspended by his underwear on my statued body.
It's important part.
But he tried to play nice and help clean, which she told him to sweep sand. Think he also broke him or me broke the pillar that was holding up the roof thing. I think it was him,
Yes.
and he had to repair that. Found out he was really good at using a hammer. Nailed some wood to me. Hammer time. Grace was like, "Hey, I'll be back. Don't break anything." He was like, "Bet." We cut to me. I'm experiencing the closest thing to death and excruciating pain, and I try to wake up, and yeah, that was not fun. Long story short, leaned into the virus. Virus woke me up, empowered me, and was like, "Hey, I'll move the body for you, but you're still painful." I stumbled, jittered, tried to repair myself, went to the car, went back because the car trip was stupid because there was stuff that I could have used at the shop or the not the flipping. I tried to say barn and shed at the same time. The shed or shack, whatever it is. I was trying to ask the thing for help. Hale was. I don't know how he died in Shahu's body, but he ended up back in my body, and was running around our mindscape. Got stuck in the goo after trying to attack it, and it absorbed all the stuff that he threw at it, and tried to eat him and digest him and understand him. He got to see through my eyes for a little bit as I was struggling. He ended up getting out. After he got out, he went to go find Shavir, helped him with that, and he grabbed Shavir, and they disappeared from my mind. I believe they went into a box inside of it. I heard.
I don't know.
Dead, if you can confirm.
You don't know?
I don't know. They're just gone from my head. And in my case, I managed to convince the void creature to help by trying my absolute best to communicate with it. It was like bet, took me back, made a infinite circuit system, started copying and deleting itself and putting it into the thing. And
It's the virus equivalent to sit in the corner and play the harmonica.
yeah, so yeah, the virus did that. I think I rolled a big roll. What was it for again? That ended up knocking me out.
Mhm.
That everybody else seemed to manage to succeed.
Yeah, it's pretty much Ashtar and Shavir being torn out of your mind, and the virus kind of like staying in place and everything kind of backlashing onto you, like the frenzy that you had.
Right.
Yeah, all of that together.
There's that. The space that they did take up, or at least Hail had taken up. There's like now just a void there.
Yeah.
And I passed out with level 5 exhaustion after breaking her table by accident because, the void thing didn't know how to use my body yet. But it learned how to walk. It took its first steps. So proud of him.
It only took 6 seconds to learn it. Yep.
How
Yeah, I
good
know.
is
It's
it?
crazy. They grow so fast. And yeah, I'm currently unconscious. Level 5 exhaustion in the middle of Grace's house, hoping that she, you know, understand understands that I didn't kill Chihu, hopefully, and that you know, didn't intentionally break the table. I don't know what else is going on though, so that's it on my side.
Yeah. Um. Hey, yo, anything to add to that? Shiv, anything to add to that?
Um, yes, the veggie hurt very much. Worse, cuts,
Okay.
with pride. No, but from my part of it, it wasn't really much more than that. He
Hmm.
found Shavir stuck
Yeah.
in some vine and purple fluid, which
Yeah.
seemingly was this virus, and he pulled her out of there, and he took her to his castle, and the castle then more or less at some point, I don't remember exactly what happened, but when they were in there, I think he did something or just it happened. But the castle and those inside basically went poof from that existence somewhere else, like a
Okay.
TV screen getting turned off, like poof.
Pretty much. As that is presumably everything. You would find yourself mindscaping, floating through vivid places, seeing a sense of what is happening to Diaz. This kind of purple, almost fade string in midair as you're basically falling. You see a firmament of stars left and right. um, you basically fall through it, almost infinitely large. You see this kind of purplish outline of everything that Diaz is seeing and have no way of interacting with, even if you tried, as the
Mhm.
kind of faint memory freezes away, basically in an infinite, well, almost if you're stopping a video and you just look blankly at the screen, nothing happens. You fall further, and you see the face of the weird guy Hayel that you've been fighting that giant creature with, that you realize for a moment. Almost a flash, infinitely bright, almost blinding you for a moment, as everything goes into this purple again, as you feel how something detaches from your temple. You feel a sharp pain. Can you roll me a con save and a wisdom save?
I'd be happy to.
Please do.
Connected. Um,
Okay.
am I connected? No, I'm not.
You are.
What? Okay.
All right, I'm here now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Ooh,
13 is my lucky number. Because,
okay.
yeah, all the luck has not been used on that number.
Mm-hmm. Give me a second. Let me figure a few things out. What's your current hit points?
Um, it's 68. Is this one of those times that I should use luck, maybe?
Too
Feels like
late.
one of those times that I should use luck. Is it too late?
Yep. Mhm. You take 25 psychic damage.
No, that's like lovely. Um,
Well, yeah,
okay.
being connected to whatever this creature is did definitely cause some lack of memories or more, and kind of left this tearing hole in your memories. gonna slowly recover, but the 25 hit points go off your max as you are used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but your mind escapes from its influence without causing further harm to the body or going rogue, as you know, felt before. You fall into this almost stream of air. Everything is kind of black.
Do I see this, or is this going on with her?
No, the moment you pick her up, that's what she experiences.
It says
Shit.
9 temporary hit points on my sheet. I don't remember where that's from, or if that's just me calculating something, or
I don't
but
know.
I've forgotten. But I guess we just ignore that. It's
Yeah.
related,
So
right?
yeah, you
Yeah.
specified we got teleported out, right? So
Correct.
where are we going? Do I even know?
You will see.
Uh,
25, you said, yes?
Yes.
Okay. 40. Yeah. Yeah, so can you repeat the last one you said there?
Everything has
Yeah.
this kind of blackened hue to it as you feel wind rushing from underneath you, on top of you. You have the sensation of falling. Everything is kind of weightless.
Tries to see her own hand. Or feel
So
her
you
own
open up
face.
your eyes.
Yeah.
Okay, roll me a perception check. See what you see.
That's a 14.
Okay. You open up your eyes and you have this almost tarnished, red, scarred skin. As you look on your hand, it's odd. Almost like only a reddish outline. I can give you a physical example.
Can she feel, she could touch her own face? Can she feel mass, or is it more like
Well, you
feels
definitely feel weight as you lift your hands up. You
Hmm.
feel your face. It has a structure. You're not really good at discerning things by touch specifically. It's not so easy.
Hmm.
But you feel a liquid.
liquid? Is she in this liquid?
No, coming from your eyes.
Oh, that's hot. Hmm. And she only see darkness all around her, more or less.
It's pretty much black.
Hmm. Kind of smiles a bit. She tries to speak. Cozy place we have here, wherever this is.
Yeah. You see this vast, almost void as your eyes start to normalize. You don't know specifically where you are. You've never heard about such a place. Almost impossible. Is it a form of manifestation or is it physical? You can't tell. You sense, but there is no magic. Almost everything seems natural. As your eyes normalize, you would spot a celestial object on the firmament.
A celestial object. Oh, okay. Mm. Hmm. Tilts her head. Oh, a pretty moon. Do she still also see that tree?
You would also start to spot your surrounding. Vast
Hmm.
fields of grass, almost perfectly flat. There's some trees here and there, and it's a little gloomy as you see the entire sky has this very darkened gray color to it. Um, you kind of look around and try to spot out things. You feel as you're basically like turning around, you feel things brushing against your legs and your shoulders, and it tingles almost like a sedation. It's like an anesthetic. But you can't see anything.
Um, tries to feel around her body to see if there's anything like connected to her that she doesn't feel. Just feel have
Investigation.
weird sensation. Before. No, that's a nat one.
Okay, you don't spot anything unnatural on your body apart from the bleeding eyes and your head hurts. But apart from that, nothing seems amiss. You wear some simple clothing, but you can't really discern any texture or color, as it has all this vibrant red color, almost perfectly crimson, and well, it's one plain color.
Should walk towards the nearest tree, in
Mhm.
the direction of the crimson moon.
Okay, you walk forward towards the tree where you've spotted the moon through, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And what do you do there? As you feel this tingling go through your entire body as you're walking.
Hmm. So
It's the first time in a long time that you felt things like any sensation apart from seeing and hearing.
yeah, so the tingling, is it in her feet and in her entire body, or is it located in a certain?
Even up to your ears, nose, cheeks, and even to the tips of your hair. Almost like you can feel
She,
every nerve in your body tingle.
she put out her hand and tried to touch the tree. Feel the sensation of drawing her hand over the bark of the tree.
As you touch the tree, you see it falls into mist and dust, falling, hovering in the air, almost like
Hmm.
smoke lingering. See tiny reddish sparks here and there, almost like embers falling.
She tried to catch a little in her hand.
Okay, as you reach out for one, you see it, well, touches your hand, and it, almost like a shot of glass on concrete, springs apart.
Try to smell like her hand or whatever remnants there are
Don't
from it.
smell anything, as it has this tingling sensation even up in your nose, almost like a paralyzation.
Hmm. Interesting. Did she hear her own voice?
No, you don't hear anything, period.
Tried to kind of see the. What does she see when she looks down? Is it ground and grass? You said.
Yeah, you see kind of grayish soil and your kind of reddish outline. It's like a not an evening dress, but like a dress up to the knees, but it has one plain texture, the same of your skin, crimson, kind of red.
Is she wearing shoes or what is she wearing on her feet?
Barefoot, but you don't feel anything under your feet. You still have the sensation of falling.
Oh, yeah. We kind of um. So she would kind of like not kick up dirt, but she would kind of like move her foot up over the standing still, moving her foot over the grass. Kind of look at the grass as she doing so.
Okay,
See
you
how.
kneel down and brush a little bit up over the grass.
No, she basically stands up and she almost like kicking up dirt, but not kicking up it. She kind of just rummage around a little bit with her foot in the ground. See how it
So you dig
uh,
with your foot.
more like stroke it over the grass sort
Okay,
of thing.
yeah. You stroke your feet over the grass and you feel nothing as you look down, and basically every time you move something, it almost like like a pile of ants. It creeps back where it was.
Interesting. She tried to kind of go to where the tree is in case there's like no gravity. To jump upwards, uh, and sort of like if she were to kind of just keep going up, she would try to catch herself on some branches, but probably not the case. But she tries to jump just to see how gravity is here.
Well, you try to jump as you make it half an inch off the ground.
Hmm. And she only see trees and
Pretty much what you see right now, yes.
yeah. Hmm. So she'd keep walking in the direction of the crimson moon and see if she sees something else eventually. She looks kind of, left and right and behind her, but
Okay,
keep
you
moving back.
walk towards the crimson moon. As you do so, you, after a few, well, dozen steps, maybe 100 meters, some like 100 feet, you would see a kind of downwards nook, almost a, not a crevice, not a, like a, like a valley going downwards. Some 10, 15 meters in a curve and a vast field of kind of whitened flowers. About a silhouette in the distance.
And a silhouette in the distance?
A silhouette.
Hmm. Okay. Um, if she follows the road, does she get to the flowers, or are the flowers on the side? You said.
No, they are downwards.
Okay. Yeah, she will go downwards as she's very curious of the flowers, but
Okay, roll me
the
a
silhouette is kind
dexterity
of
saving throw with disadvantage.
okay. Yeah, when you say downwards, what do you mean then?
It's not too
What-
far.
okay.
Some 30 feet tops. And it's a slope. It's a curve. It's very steep at the beginning, but then it gets gradually less. Okay, and the second one?
I did press the disadvantage key, didn't it? Hold on.
No, we just rolled it once.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, you stumble your way down. It is, ouch, 9 falling damage.
Um, that's is that max or is
Max
it?
S always. I tell you when this effect stops.
Mm, yeah.
But yeah, you go down and you land face first. You see your hands tremble. You can roll me an investigation if you want to.
Mm.
No, a medicine, sorry. What's your
It
medicine
is.
modifier?
Yeah. It's 0.
Okay. You don't know, but it like you don't feel anything, but the kind of twitching, you have it you had it when the vampirism took over, and you always get it before your mind retracts. It's a state of pain, is what you can tell. Probably
Mm.
way too much.
Does it sort of remind her a little bit of either when she lost control with the rats,
Yes,
or does it more? Oh, and does it
both.
also remind her a bit of
Before you
when
woke
she
up.
was?
Yes,
Yeah, when she was tortured with the
yes.
holy water. So it reminds her of.
It's the same trouble. You've seen it 1,000 times before.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a kind of almost sign of you falling unconscious soon.
So, as she is,
Yeah, but you're
she's
down
down there.
and you see this vast array of whitened flowers and a silhouette, almost looking like a younger version of yourself. You spot her and she sees you as you see her head basically go beneath the flowers. The silhouette disappears.
Waves in that direction, and then she goes through the flowers towards where she was. She kind of on both with both hands, kind of like put out her hands so she can feel the flowers, sort of thing, as she walked in.
As you feel the flowers, um, give me a history check.
11.
Okay. As you touch the flowers, your hands get a sharp pain through this almost sedating tingling, and you bleed onto them as they turn red.
First, she's like, but kind of like the sensation. She likes the color the flowers come, so she kind of stops, tilts her head and looks at it.
You would spot they open up shortly after into a flower you knew before. It's, well, it's the flower your family uses on things and occasions that are, well, with the demise of one person, funerals, messaging of lost, when somebody doesn't return.
Really, she she leans down to smell one of them a little bit.
Don't
But I guess you had no smell.
smell anything.
Mm. Tries to pluck one of them.
Roll me an athletics with disadvantage.
Nice. I like those. Yeah, very nice.
Okay, the first one
That's
is
not,
a
that's not even a net one.
you
My rolls are so bad.
tear out the flower, and as you do, you feel almost like somebody tearing out your arm. You fall prone as the flower drops out of your hand, and it springs almost into reddish shards upon the ground, almost like the reddish embers you've seen before.
Ow. Tries to like stand up. Like, mm. Some things are just better left alone. She keeps walking further into the sea of roses or flowers. Tries to look for that girl again.
Okay, as you walk forward, you go past a few of the flowers, leaving a red trail almost in the whitened flowers. You come across the spot where the girl stand. Looking around, you almost feel a tug on your ankles.
Turns around and looks.
You turn around and you see downwards on you,
Ah.
kind of red in silhouette. Please, Garrett, don't mute yourself.
That is so immersive breaking.
Yeah, that's
Just
immersive. It messed it up.
shut the fuck. You see almost spiked chain. Not like on the picture, but it's pierced through almost your Achilles heel and your tendon.
She bites her lip or laughter off. She tries to see what it is connected to.
Well, it is laying somewhere in the grass.
Yeah, if she were to move, it would probably hurt. Yeah. That's that. Um, can she try to dislodge it from herself?
You can try to pull it out. There's a sharp end, almost like the tip of a spear that pierced through both sides.
Yeah, would she deduce that if she tries to move, it would hurt her? Or,
You don't know.
is there a way? Is there a place where she can use her hand to try and pull it off, or something along those lines?
Well, you definitely
Without it
see your
hurting?
trembling hands. You can try to pull it, but it's a barbed chain. It's bladed.
And is it? Hmm, yeah. Is it completely around her?
No, it's not around her. It's just pierced through your Achilles heel.
Hmm.
The rest of it kind of lays in the grass. It does have a distinct direction it's like coming from, probably.
So if she were to, yeah. She will first try to just feel her fingers gently on it to see if there's any way she can try to potentially grab, like, since, oh, this I could apply pressure to here between those two, or to pull, or either to like pull it up so much that she can walk without, you know, that is what you
Well, it would
first,
require you to roll a medicine check with disadvantage.
not sleight of hand.
No. To figure out how to remove it safely is a medicine check. Sleight of hand is to do it.
Hmm. The rolls should just,
Let's see.
okay, well, we have a nat 20 and a what, 2?
Got it. Okay. You
3?
have no clue. You're probably not capable of doing so.
Yeah. She would she would try to take a step in the direction of the where this thing is going.
Okay. You see the kind of chain going over and under little bushes of grass. Do you want to follow it?
Yeah,
You follow it,
should. Right.
and you see on the horizon is another silhouette. You kind of see a person. Shoulders, head, and looking down, almost sitting. As you kind of spot this creature, you get almost a flashed memory. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
It's 19.
Okay. It's a silhouette you've seen dozens of times. You don't know if it's real or if it's not real for a moment. as you see white hair. Hear a flash of sound for a moment. As you see the kind of creature with reddened eyes, white hair, hidden behind flowers, you hear the words, "So, that is what this feels like." As this kind of almost bright flash carries over, and there is no more silhouette in the distance.
There's no more fluids in the distance?
There is no silhouette in the distance anymore.
Oh. Gonna
You
reach out.
recognize the voice.
Yeah. Did Evelyn's voice that she's hearing?
Yes.
Can I reach out her hand
You can.
to get there, but it disappears and it's too far away. But
You reach out your hand as you basically do so. You see almost a faint smoke and almost purplish embers. Seems odd.
she looks at the embers and then she thinks back to when she saw him in the sewers. Well, it had those same embers.
Yeah.
And she remembered. She remember reading about it. Things like that connected to demons or devils. But
Well, yeah, for your
I'm not sure what to make of it. But yeah, that was what she rolled then. I don't. That's still something she thinks, but it doesn't matter to her at all. Really, she keep going in the direction that the silhouette was.
okay. You tread forwards, leaving this kind of reddish tail behind. As you get there, you feel how the chains basically stop you as you reach it. You spot a flower on the ground, almost plucked. It almost is white as you look at it, but the shadow it casts is red, not black.
Thinks in her head that it's very pretty. She takes some of the. So it's yeah. It's just very pretty. Did you take some of that red liquid that she's leaving a trail behind of in the cusp of her hand? She would try to pour it on the flower.
Okay. You trail this kind of reddish liquid behind. As you try to scoop it up in your hand, you see it kind of seeps through your fingers.
Tries to pick up the flower.
You grab for the flower as you fall onto the ground with the chains being at its
Ah,
most length, caught on something. You fall prone, but you barely get the flower in your hand. You feel sharp stings pierce your hand as it seems to have thorns. You take 2 piercing damage.
he takes it hers and looks at it around. Seems to be anything strange or odd about this one other than it leaving a red shadow.
Investigation or disadvantage?
Okay, now we're. Oh, okay. 18.
Okay, you look at it, and it's the only one that doesn't turn red when you got hurt by it. The others all made you bleed and they turned red. But as this one kind of pierces your hand, it stays white.
Does blood come from her when she beat?
Yes.
When she, the blood do pour on it, but it still remains white.
Yeah.
Hmm. Makes it very odd. Feeling. And she holds it, and then she kind of looks around a bit to see what else she see around her.
See a bunch of kind of stalks of all the flowers and grass and soil as the color as the kind of flowers and well stalks turn red around you, almost in a circular pattern.
Does it seem to just be spreading out more and more?
Yes.
Hmm. Does she know what the chain was attached?
The ground?
So it was basically just attached to the ground somehow.
Yeah.
Does she know where
As you
the
basically came to the point where you found this rose, you seen the chain being basically only through your ankles and in the ground, maybe a few inches apart. Almost like being pulled into the ground.
Hmm. Interesting. In the middle of where she is, she would think that it is sad that the flower is, you know, not in the ground. She would try to put it kind of like back into the ground.
Okay, but
See
it
if it
still
can.
pierced through your heels.
No, the flower.
Oh, okay. You put the flower back on the ground.
Like in the ground. She tries to like get
Oh,
it
like
into the ground.
plant it again?
Yeah, she tries to
Roll
replant
me a
it.
d20. Jittery hands.
Uh, 17.
Yeah, you could do it. With a moment of tries, you basically twist your wrist and you push it into the ground. It doesn't take any roots, but it stands upright.
It's her hand on her cheeks and like, that's pretty. And she smiles.
Don't feel your face smiling.
Hmm.
Feel this
Oh.
tingle still.
Can she grab the flower where she grabbed it before? And not
From the ground again?
or yeah, can she grab it without like taking it hurting again?
I don't know.
Because she's in the same room. Yeah, but she's not seeing anything around her here, right? It's just flowers.
Well, you proto the ground.
Yeah. She. So did she? Yeah, she fell prone. Um. She would try to stand up.
Okay, you stand up, but you still have the chains in your ankles. Yeah, in your the heels. Jesus.
Um. Can she try and get the flower to slightly the white flower to slightly touch the chain?
You can.
She would try to do so.
The chain turns red.
Tilts her head. Now that it has turned red, which fascinates her, has something changed about the way the chain behaves?
Well, it looks like
Feels.
liquid. It bubbles.
Hmm. Bubbles.
Yeah,
How
almost like
does it feel?
sparkling wine.
How does it feel against her
You
skin?
don't feel
Does it?
anything.
Hmm.
All this
Feels.
tingling sensation kind of almost fills you with a
Hmm.
existential dread, I would say, but in existential dread.
Hmm.
Just a
But it's still
fear of
attached to her, right?
mortality.
Yeah. But it's still attached to her, right?
Yes.
Hmm. Since it's already attached to her, bubbling. So you try and touch it.
The
Mhm.
chains?
Yeah.
You touch the chains with your hand. You feel a sharp edge piercing through your hand. Too piercing.
Can
As
she?
the chain springs into hundreds of pieces of almost reddened glass.
So it's a proof.
Yeah,
So she's no longer attached to it then.
correct.
Hmm. Hmm. She had some clothing on her, right?
Well, yeah, this one unifying form. It contains a silhouette of
Hmm.
clothing. It's all red and plain.
Can she? Can she interact with it?
Well, you don't feel it as you brush against it. You don't know if
She can.
it's part of your body or not. It's the same
Hmm.
unifying thing.
So the chain no longer being attached to her. Flowers seemingly did that. And she would kind of stand up to see what else she sees around her.
What is it as a vast field? To the rim on the horizon in all directions, where it goes back up some 30-ish feet.
And the flower, has anything changed with it? The flower that touched the.
No, it's still uniform wide.
Mm. Need to bring that or not? Can she try and pick it up by its leaf to not stab herself on it?
Sorry?
Or like, can she try and pick it up by kind of like putting both hand on both the leaves and kind of like slightly put it off, put it up?
Doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Oh, you get hurt anyway.
It's the
Potentially?
flower, yes.
But maybe since she already got hurt by it once, you know, she was holding on to it before.
You can roll me a sleight of hand if you want to.
Uh, okay.
To basically fit the thorns in the same holes that I made before.
Yeah, 23 as a natural 19.
And the second one?
Uh, okay, 18.
Yeah,
Perfect.
you fit it into the holes even despite the spasming of your hand.
Mm. Ah, um, takes it up again. And looks at it. Like, Something special with you, she thinks. You should come with me. She basically saw a hill upwards, right? Sort of.
Yeah, but it's on the horizon.
Yeah. And other than that, it's just stuff all around her, right?
Yes.
Okay. She's already touching it. How does her chest look for, like,
Well,
heart,
it has the
abdomen?
plain unifying color.
Okay.
You can't discern anything.
Yeah.
Almost like a bathroom sign. It's just an outline and everything is red.
And the crimson moon, has it changed
It's still
position at all?
there. Never moved.
Hmm. Hmm.
Almost a
And is any
fixed position on the horizon.
yeah. Is anything? Does she see anything in the direction of the crimson moon?
Well, you see the vast field. You're having the rose in one hand and nothing much in the field, any
Hmm.
direction that you can spot in.
And
You,
behind her, where she came from?
well, the trail of reddened flowers.
Hmm. She'll follow the trail of red and flowers back.
Okay, you follow the trail backwards. As you do so, you find a small metallic key. Looks
Hmm.
almost plain.
You try to pick it up.
Seems almost glued to the floor.
Try to touch the key with the flower.
The key springs into reddened glass and disappears.
Hmm. So the key was glued to the ground.
Well, it didn't move as you tried to pick it up,
Yeah. She couldn't
and
pick
as
it up
the
with it.
flower touched it, it sprung into this reddened embers.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. She um, tries to dig out. Um, try to dig at the ground where the key was with her hand, with her other hand.
Okay, you dig for a little bit, and well, you don't feel your hands. You feel something hardened beneath all of the tingling for a moment. Almost like a scraping of fingernails on something. Almost rough in texture for a moment.
Hmm. Just try and brush off the dirt to see what it is.
Athletics,
Let me guess. With disadvantage.
of course.
That's good for her. Hmm.
It's an 8.
That's a 10. Right.
You brush a little bit, and you see a kind of dark, skull-like top of a skull. You feel it as it is rough in texture.
Hmm. Interesting. Should kind of dig some more so that she can potentially like pull it out. or see more
You
details about it?
dig further as you kind of dig more and more. You spot fingers holding it. You spot hands and kind of almost rope or chain and nail through the wrist.
Hmm. It's hands holding the. And these hands, are they skeletal or are they
No,
actually having like flesh or anything?
they have flesh and veins. They don't bleed.
And the skull, is it black or is it just kind
It's
of like
gray.
skull? Yeah. Hmm. And is this hands, are they touching the skull?
Yes, holding it.
To pet the skull on the head.
To brush over the skull.
To,
Feel
to
its
pet,
rough texture.
to pet it, like you were petting a dog or cat.
Okay.
And mm, you should try to pet the hand a little bit.
Hmm. You brush over the hand and the tingling kind of makes you feel nothing.
The tingling
Yeah,
makes me feel nothing.
yes.
Or what do you mean with that?
As you basically lift your hand off the skull, the tingling returns. Kind of numbness in your hands. As you
Hmm.
go over the hand, you don't feel anything. Everything's kind of almost imprecise, almost like wearing gloves and trying to hold on.
So the nail there. Oh, can she pull out the nail?
You can try.
Sure. Try to pull out the nail.
Athletics, please.
And these athletic checks.
Not easy to remove a nail from a wrist. I'm sorry. You pull
Six.
on the nail as it kind of snaps off. You see a and here, for one of the few times, you hear as you see a slip, and the nail, the skull, the chain, and the hands turn to dust. Soil, gray and black.
Hmm. So it all turns gray and black.
Yeah, soil, gray and black.
And the hands, are they connected to something? Or are they just
Well, no, the
hands?
hands are included.
Hmm. And whatever the hands were connected to seemingly also turned to liquid.
Yeah,
Hmm. Hmm. Did she get any of the liquid on her? Or like felt it on her hands?
no,
Or
it's
anything?
not a liquid. It's dust.
Oh, okay. Hmm. I guess I'll try and touch the flower with at the dust.
Nothing happens.
Hmm. See, hands have scratch her on the head with the hand she don't have a flower in.
You feel the strong trembling of your body.
Hmm. Rolls her shoulders a bit. She keep following the trail of red roses back.
You keep on following the reddened roses.
Hmm?
And you click the wrong part of your screen and everything just that you set up just disappears. It's so sad.
Did you press the wrong side of your screen? Or
Yeah. Fetching a picture currently. There we got it. Across the field, you see a reddened ring as you return to your point of origin, where everything is kind of a perfect circle of red. You spot a creature, glowing red embers. Blade.
where does this creature stand?
Some 100 feet forwards.
Is it observing her?
Yes.
Does it have a sword in hand, or does it
Yes.
just basically?
As I said, it's made from reddened embers, glowing in one hand and a bright sword in the other. Misty tentacles reaching to the floor, past the flowers. Ethereal,
Walk.
hovering.
She'll walk towards it.
You do so. So close.
It was, how far away was it?
100 feet.
And is there a kind of like a the flowers are around him, and there's kind of like a place where there's no flower, and that's where he's standing, or?
No, he hovers within the flowers.
Hmm. So he's 200 feet away, or 100 feet away, or how far away is he?
100 feet.
100 feet. So first she moves up to 50 feet from him.
Okay, you move up 50 feet. With every step, you see the outline and the appearance of the creature fade. The give me a second. Somebody messaged me over phone, so now I changing to a creature. Still with blade, hunched over, pierced, and in full armor. The creature looks at you, standing in the field. Roses around him. Black.
Hmm. Interesting. So it was hovering before, and now it's standing?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So she'll move up another 10 feet, and she'll kind of wave at the creature.
Motionless, the creature stands.
Okay. She moves up another 10, so she's within 30 feet. And she kind of holds out the flower towards him.
Creature still seems motionless.
She walks up to within 10 feet of it. No. Creature. Assuming nothing happens, she gets within 5 feet of him.
As you get close, The creature seems to move. You see its arm pushes down the handle of the sword it uses as a kind of stick to hold itself. This kind of large blade sweeping from the floor upwards through your shoulder.
It squeezes in a sword in her shoulder?
No, the creature
Oh.
uses its hand and its shoulder as a lever, lifting the sword tip up from the ground in a almost circular kind of arch. It passes from below through your shoulder. You take 10 damage.
Yeah. Not friendly. Since it hurt her, we try to touch it with the flower.
Okay. You touch the creature with a flower. You see blackened vapor leave the creature. As you see, the rest of its physicality almost crumbles onto the ground and dust. Soil. See the few of the blackened flowers sprout from it, as all of the blackened flowers within 10 feet also crumble into dust.
Bad feet. Yeah. Bit confused. Good. And she don't see anything around her in there.
Right.
And
You see a
nothing is
pile
still
of
left on the ground.
dust, the few blackened flowers, and a perfect circle of 10 feet, missing all flowers.
It's a perfect circle of 10 feet, basically
Correct.
now. And from her memory, if she were to go back even further, then would there stop being flowers?
Well, there would start being flowers again as you're in it.
Okay. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Since there's a perfect circle of 10 feet, kind of just comes to her head like she tried to plant the flower again, but it was kind of like this isn't this isn't the place. This isn't the place. No, doesn't fit. But seeing this symmetric, perfect 10 foot kind of like radius with a black, she just thought how pretty it would look if the white in contrast with the black. So she once again tries to put it down into straight in the middle, ten
Okay.
foot radius.
As you pull or put the flower onto the ground with its stalk, you see some movement in the dirt. You see a hand full of scars around pulling the hand around the flower, pulling it down.
Tilts her head a little bit and she lets the hand pull the flower down. She steps back a little bit.
The
Looks.
flower disappears in the ground, leaving no trace of it behind. Not even the soil has shifted.
Tilts her head again. Hmm. Um. guess she wondered where the flower went. She would start to kind of dig down at that place.
You dig.
Where'd the flower go?
Roll me an athletics check.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna. Let's just look at that one, I guess.
Okay.
Huh?
Well, you dig, but there's nothing beneath.
Uh, yeah, and she would go back to where the she would go back even further where the flower started.
Okay. The point of origin where you started out as Jack. Nothing seems changed apart from a red trail that you came from.
Yeah. Okay. So, there are other paths that the wall of flowers go, or is it just one path, one straight path, more or less?
No, it's a vast field in all directions.
That's filling all directions.
Yes, it's almost like a plain of these flowers. As
Oh,
far as the eye can reach in all directions.
okay.
Dense. Not a few more than a few inches apart, every flower.
In that case, she would just go in the direction of the crimson then.
Okay. You follow the crimson red moon. A bit of time passes. On a clock that you would tell. Right. You don't have anything to go off.
Yeah.
There's no sun that moves. Well, the moon, but it doesn't move. There's no pulse, no sound. Don't really have a direction of time whatsoever. As you walk for a sustainable amount, what are you thinking?
Thinking how she ended up here.
The loudest that you hear.
Hmm. What did you say?
Because it's the loudest thing you can hear because everything else is perfectly silent.
Uh, how did I end up here? Was that really Edwin? Thinking for a second, who am I? Am I really? I think she knows. Is she? No. She's confused and thinking of who she are and who that person was to her. Felt a stinging feeling in her heart when she heard the voice. Hard to place. That must be a bit jumbled. A lot jumbled, but after even maybe. Yeah, it's pretty much what she's thinking of since she don't really have any memories to think of at the moment. You think back to Hayel, how she or Craven, how she basically slew him for the things he said. I don't really know why she did it. She know why, but it's weird. It's like she felt it's something that she had to do. She don't really understand fully a lot of things. Because her memories, a lot of them are being either locked away somehow or jumbled.
Almost
Mm.
distant, blurry.
She just knew that the things that he said was just wrong on so many levels that she couldn't stand for it. But she still wonders if it was her call to make. It was the right thing to do. Mm, Yeah, yeah. She don't regret it. But whoever he became after Craven died, she hopes that him and that robot is doing okay. And she remembered why she went in there partly was to find a way to be able to help them. She thinking to herself that she hoped that they are doing okay. Kind of where her mind is at.
As you lose yourself in thought, almost, you spot another silhouette of a person in the
Having been hurt by one of the silhouettes she's seen
Here,
so far, she's a bit.
footsteps on the ground.
Mm. Oh, she looks in the direction of the footsteps.
Almost a rhythm.
Hmm. So are the footsteps coming from the silhouette?
Yes.
She walks towards the silhouette, try and see it better.
It's very blurry and in the distance, hundreds upon hundreds of feet away.
Hmm. Seems like it is running.
No.
Or walking.
No.
She
It's
hastened
not
her
moving.
steps. She hastened her steps to get there a bit faster. Not
Well,
running, but
you're barely capable of walking.
that's true. Yeah, she walks there.
It takes some time to reach the little destination, but you spot a creature in the distance, holding a, well, sword over the kind of elbow. Rhythmic steps and movement, almost circle like.
Mm. The last person stabbed her, but his movement is rhythmical, you say?
Correct.
Try to mimic his movements. Does it seem fun
A
to move
performance
that
check.
way? Oh, because I assume disadvantage.
Correct. You do a horrible job. There's don't even get close.
Mm. Does it seem to have noticed her? Or does he seem to notice her?
No.
So how far away is he right now?
Some 150 feet.
She gets closer to 100 feet.
Okay, you do so.
And what does it seem to be doing? Does it seem to basically be dancing or making rhythmical moves in a circle? Or
Yeah.
Hmm. She'll, having getting a little bit closer, she'll try and match his movements again.
Well, you're still doing a horrible job at it.
Okay. Hmm. Yeah. Mm. But this one doesn't just look like an armored animalism. It's
Well,
the
the
picture basically.
creature is definitely not wearing any armor.
Uh, White hair and
Correct.
some sort of sword.
Yes.
Does it
Well,
remind her of
it's
anything?
not remotely sharp. It's basically a cross of sorts. Of swords. Oh god. Swords. It almost looks like a violin bow.
Hmm.
And
Yeah, she gets closer to 50 feet.
you
Yeah.
do so.
Hmm. And she can like move around him so that he potentially can see her.
Probably. You get closer.
Hmm.
You
Just
go in
hmm.
front of him pretty much. There's no way he didn't see you.
Yeah, moving a circle and around him, being 50 feet away, like almost like waving halfway. He seems to see her, but he doesn't like do any reaction to it. More or less, I would assume.
Yep.
Then, mm. Try to dodge. Mm. He gets to 30 feet.
Okay.
10 feet.
Okay.
Enough.
It's a 10 feet circle that he moves in.
Mm. Okay. So he's moving on in a 10 feet circle. Now that she is in this 10 foot circle and this close to him, can she try and mimic his movements again?
Sure. Roll it again.
Mm. Alright. 16.
You do a little bit of a better job. Don't get the rhythm right entirely, but it's closer. Everything was closer than before.
Uh, Does he seem to be paying any attention to her now that he's like dancing like him a bit or closer to?
You're a tiny bit behind. Passes you at one point.
And he's not looking at her or reacting in any way. Seems like he tries to mimic his movements and his dance.
You hear a faint voice. As you hear. What do you do?
You never said anything. Or you
Yeah,
cut
then
off.
it didn't pick it up. Sorry, it was very
Yeah.
silent. But as you kind of mimic his movements and what he's doing, you hear a very faint la 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 la. A very faint melody.
I guess she would try and hum on it herself, but it seems like she can produce any sound. She'll try. She thinks it's a nice melody. Etc.
As you kind of follow in his footsteps mindlessly, you hear the voice stop. You hear almost a sharp tsk as the kind of metallic object in his hand touches soil. Forward. And he puts the thing in both hands and on his hip. A small, well, blackened leather piece. He looks forward. Well, back we are. You see him smile from the behind as you see dust and particles fade him into the wind, leaving exposed a almost hovering stone-cut object. A almost. It's very odd. That is for sure. You see runic symbols. Looks like still breathing remains.
Still breathing remains.
Two
Just glad
hands,
she wasn't.
a torso, visible ribs. Everything hanging from it is unrecognizable.
She feel pity for the creature hanging there.
Hey, yo. Where is he? I need to ping him.
Yeah, he raging. I'll get him.
No, I'm doing it.
Okay.
You can roll me a history check, by the way,
Yeah.
on the creature that faded into the wind.
Oh, 24.
No, it's a straight roll. It's not with
Oh, it's a
disadvantage.
straight roll. Thank you.
It's your
Thank
religion. You have advantage by
God.
default.
Thank God. Okay, that's a 24. Let me know.
Lucky you. But you would almost hear book pages in your mind, and you hear your own mental thoughts for a moment, reading out a passageway out of a kind of childhood book, almost dark tales in it. And you hear the faint ending of a story you know out of your head. It's, well, a very sad story about a man. At his journey end, he leads a few creatures back where they belong, hold in elegance, and smiles. Darkest places. They call him Weight Walker. Where is he at? Do do do.
Um. Uh,
Thematically very dark today. Little break time while we get the other person. Jesus. Anything in chat today? Hello, 2 viewers. Mm. Do 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 do. Very dark thematic today. I hope everybody listening in enjoys it. Nico, you don't have to wait for too much longer.
What?
What butt?
What did you say?
I like
I'm
big
sorry.
butts and I cannot lie. No. What?
Say?
No, it's just like you came back and it's just like butt and it's just like yeah.
Mm.
No,
So
I ask if you enjoyed the session so far, listening in.
I'm enjoying it. I made myself some. I'm making myself some instant noodles right now. But yeah,
The yummies.
how long do how long is this session gonna last?
Good few hours. Like we're how long are we in? Some hour?
Is it almost
We're in some 1 hour 30 minutes, and it's gonna last some more like 7 hours or so. So we're
7 hours?
yeah,
Jesus, it's gonna be nighttime for me.
yeah. It's nighttime for me. It's 3 in the morning.
Jesus, you should. Yeah. All right.
That is what happens when I start a little earlier than expected, and people still show up late, and then I gotta catch up a bunch of people. Also, I don't want to crunch on stream, so I'm just gonna.
yeah.
Okay, Shiv is back.
Yeah. I tried to. Yeah.
When is it gonna be my turn?
He's in another channel, muted, and guess he raged because he had to wait so long.
When is my turn?
When
I
it
don't
is.
see him anywhere.
Dad,
No,
when is it my turn?
when it is your turn.
Later.
Later after
Yeah,
after.
after Shadowcon. With everybody else from Saturday. That is, if we look at schedule, that is Sunday, and that's Saturday here. Gerdone, you, and Shehu. And maybe Dawn, but Dawn is gonna be last, probably.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna be here waiting.
Yeah, have fun listening in the meanwhile.
I'm watching the stream as well, in case you should know.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
aware.
watching. Mm,
It is
all
great
right.
to hear.
I only have a knowledge of where the hell I am.
Well, you are not there. Where they
Well,
are.
I'm not there. I'm not wherever the whatever flower universe dimension Jiv is in.
Oh yeah, that's a place you only want to visit usually once or twice in your life.
Sounds like a bad place then.
Yeah.
Uh,
Does it sound like a lovely place?
You mean, in the summer it's better.
flowers are beautiful.
Some
They're
days
not
the summer
beautiful when
it's
they make you bleed, though.
Yeah. I mean,
All just
you
roses
can
and
watch it.
thorns.
Well, hooks to hick stuff, I guess. Uh,
Hey, Yell, you're back.
and finally, I I found you.
Hey, Yell, you see this faint black vapor going through your field of view. As you see the castle faint, you, well, you feel suspended and you feel like you're constantly falling. There's almost this static in your ears. You hear this constant in your ears. You have a very strong headache. You feel your wrists being almost cuffed. Yeah. Are you there, lad? Nope, he's not. Is he now?
Maybe it was Mike thing. Sometimes, I don't know.
Could be.
Yeah. Thanks. You there?
Hello. Hello, sir.
You're
Ah,
I heard something.
yeah, I heard something as well. Improvement.
We
Improvement
have a
comes
sign
slow
of
and
life.
steady. A sign of life.
Sign of life. I just need to find Nita too. Somewhere.
Can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, we could. Oh,
Yeah, we could hear him,
oh, I have
but he couldn't hear
test,
us.
test, test, 1, 2,
Yes.
1, 2.
Yes, Nico, we can also hear you.
Okay, sorry about that. Just
Yeah,
wanted to
yeah,
test it
you're
out.
you're good, but Hayel,
it.
I need Hayel like yesterday. I want to continue
Oh,
with
okay.
things, but you you
There he
you
is.
you s- you you soon there as well.
What the? Okay. I'll go back to mute. Good to see you guys.
Hayel, you there? Hayel, please unmute yourself.
Let us hear your
Hmm.
beautiful voice.
No.
I
think something's wrong with his mic.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that's
yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
he's
Can't
a
hear.
tease.
Jeez. I can't hear. Lag. Yeah, bullshit. That's what I call it.
He's a worse tease than a stripper on Christmas.
Give me time to reboot. Oh god. It's gonna take like half an hour.
He's potato PC. He's potato PC maybe. Hmm.
Got a bunch of dust out of my computer.
Meanwhile, anything else that can tell me about that Void Walker?
The what?
The Void Walker? Wasn't
You
that?
don't know much about it? Him? Her? Well,
Hmm,
it.
it-
It's most usually referred. Um, Depicted as a person with kind of white hair, always happy, humming melodies and having spring and step. Creature seems unbothered by realms, passing through nothing, appearing sporadically to adventurers and other kinds, its stories are only legends.
Have she figured out anything about this realm? If she's in Shadowfell or
History check
one
with
of its
disadvantage.
layer? Okay. We won't go lower than that. Then.
Okay, a 10. Well, you definitely know you're still in the Shadowfell.
Uh,
That's about as precise as you're gonna get it. You're somewhere, and it's definitely not a light plane, but nothing your mind comprehends currently anyway.
and that
Or
white-haired
could,
figure
hmm?
with a voice that she recognized, does that mean anything to her? Or was that just out of character knowledge, right? That it was Edwin, right?
No, you felt a connection to it, the voice. Just don't know where
Yeah.
it comes from.
No,
Almost.
yeah, she felt a connection. Yeah, the
That's
string,
also where the trembling of the hand started, if you remember it.
trembling of the hand was, mm, yeah, when she reached out her
The
hand,
kind of,
she sent the
yeah, the kind of
trembling.
twitching.
Hmm.
Almost like your body tries to tell you something. But apart from that, Hayel, does your input and output devices now properly work? Hmm.
I wish I could just unmute them from my head.
Yeah, that would
Just
be,
unmute people.
that is, I think, not allowed by Discord TOS, but
Virus in this computer.
pretty much.
Remote control.
Team
Hexity.
viewer.
Hexity. Yeah. Can you hear us? Hex. Hexerino. He said at 22, that was like what, 5 minutes ago?
Yeah.
That I can't hear. See if it's changed now. Hexerino. I got 120 kilo metal thing on my foot. That hurt. Oh. Yeah, hold up, Mike. Um, that hand and the skull,
Yes.
out of character. Like I know some things that it'll matter and what. Did that have any significance to any god or religious thing or something along
Nothing
those
your
lines?
character could comprehend currently.
I'm just passing time until next is done,
Oh, I'm
basically.
aware. But it doesn't matter that I can't give you out of character information.
I know, I know. Just better than sitting here in silence.
Oh yeah, I'm aware. How do you like the gloomy music? Isn't it ambience?
It's creepy as fuck.
Oh yeah, that's what it's supposed to be.
Uh,
I muted it.
Listen to it. It's gonna give you the
yeah,
chillies.
it
Well,
just helps
fine.
the atmosphere. I have this. I'm gonna.
There goes the L.
Thanks, I hate it.
Doo-doo-doo.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, that's the point.
It makes me.
We need to bring him to Amsterdam. Then he can't have any mic issues.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah, woohoo!
Oh, yay! We hear him. There's a beautiful voice.
No, driving
Yes.
in a dead spot. There's dead spaces and stuff. So I mean, what happened is you could hear me, but I can't hear you.
Oh,
God,
Yeah,
okay.
fuck.
yeah. I was driving. Yeah, driving through a dead space, and
You're driving through a dead space, talking to a dead face.
no, I was driving through a
Ah,
space. Is the
jeez,
restaurant I
those.
went.
I'm spitting ribs, spitting
The
lines.
restaurant, the restaurant I went to was very far away, so I got to drive through like a place where it's dead, where it's dead.
Because
Oh.
ordered food doesn't exist.
No, well, I always some chicken from this one place. Like I have to drive to go get it because they don't deliver out this far. So I
What
have to.
the hell?
Well, I
Welcome
mean,
to
there's
USA, baby. Best country in the
No
world.
way, brother.
yeah, they don't deliver out the
The
far
place
as
where you
far.
can't even get yourself food.
Let's go get
Yeah,
them
I mean,
chickens.
you can get yourself food. You have to drive and go get it.
Yeah. If I want a
Yeah,
pizza right now at 3 in the morning, I can do it.
yeah, because you just walk and go get it, right?
Oh, I order it and it's here in half an hour.
The pizza place is open at 3 o'clock in the
Yeah.
morning. That's pretty cool. Most shit closes around that
I'm
time around
aware.
here.
I'm
Oh no,
aware. I have some awesome pizza places around.
in Europe they're big with the pizzas.
Yeah.
They're big with the pizzas, and they do home delivery and stuff
Yeah.
often.
They deliver anytime,
Most of the time, yeah, but I
Pretty
can't.
24 hours,
Let
24
me.
hours
in
a
big
day.
cities.
Yeah. Not a big city. Big enough.
Yeah, big enough cities.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, let me
shit.
sort
Like
by
I'm
this
trying to,
and then.
I'm trying to hurry up and get back to the house so I can the dice rolls, so I won't hold up other people. I mean, I can do some RP stuff. I just can't roll. I'm
Yeah,
about
that's
like
all
maybe
you need to do.
I'm probably about 5 minutes from the house while trying to drive. I might lag a little bit though, so if I just bear with me if it cuts out again. It might cut out again.
You're
That's
currently
fine.
being tickle tortured, crossed up. Yeah,
It might cut
you
out again.
probably need to re-describe the sequence.
What? What? What
What?
happened?
Shiva,
Hello?
hi.
Yes.
You cut out a
Hello?
little bit.
Hello? It's lagging, isn't it?
Hello. Yeah, it's
A little
lagging
Yep.
a
bit.
little good
Yeah,
bit.
it's lagging. Yep, it's doing it again. Here we go.
Is it
Yep, here we
Ashiba?
go. Oh,
Okay.
hello, hello,
Is it
hello,
Ashiba? How is it going? Hello? Hello?
hello,
Hello?
hello,
Hello?
hello,
Stop
hello.
trolling him. Stop trolling him, man.
I'm not trolling him. I'm saying hello back. I'm saying hello.
Hello, Jack.
Yeah, we hear you.
Lagging. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear
Oh,
you.
okay, you hear me? I heard. Oh,
Yes.
okay. So what happened? Because
So,
I lagged out for half of
yes, yeah,
the
listen to
Hammond
me.
session because the country. This does
Listen
the
to me.
country. I'm, I'm trying.
Good.
It's lagging.
You would see the blackened vapor blacken out your vision. As you wake up, you feel your wrists bound left and right, an arching pain through everything. Your eyes feel closed. You feel a hard surface at your back, and you will feel like every cell of your body is bleeding at the same time.
It was a painful experience. Huh?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. This sounds like a lot of immersion, so let me get house because I'm back at the house now. I just got back home.
Okay.
Is there any recognition or any details I notice about this body? Or is he naked? Is he wearing clothing?
Well, he's wearing his own skeleton. Naked.
Okay. Yeah,
Well,
he's naked.
he or it is parts of what
Oh.
appears to be a human, torn from the abdomen downwards into unrecognizable pieces. A set of shoulders and arms bound left and right, no head. runic symbols on the back, 4 on the top, and an almost celestial tablet to the upper right. Hovering off the ground.
All right, let's see if they can hear me now.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so just give me a second.
Yes.
Sorry. There's so much going on. I'm trying to get to immersed and stuff. That's why I didn't want to start while I was still driving. Trying to get immersed and stuff with people in your ear and stuff and driving is not good.
I get it.
Because I have the music in the background. It's like trying to get immersed and it's like, like, give me a second.
It's literally the exact same sound as he copied making. Holy shit, he was good at imitating that.
Yeah.
That was,
Give him the actor feet.
yeah. Give that man the actor feet. Holy shit. That was so.
Some say I make a good bard, right?
Yeah, that was precise.
Make a good bard.
Yeah, I first thought it was you doing that sound until I heard the feminine connotation to it, or tone.
All right, sorry, Dad. There's pain going on through me right now. Sorry about that.
The stream is running on Twitch.
Who you talking to me?
Yeah, the stream is running on Twitch.
Are you ready now, Hicks? Are you
Yeah.
hydrated, diapers changed, and eating,
Yes.
drinking, peed?
Yes.
Okay, as you feel this unbearable pain, you almost feel a presence. You hear a very timid voice singing a few notes, rhythmic footsteps, and a sound of wind. You feel it across the painstaking skin of yours, open pores, and bleeding. You don't see anything, as you're considered blind and deaf. It almost seems sensical. Almost a sixth kind of sense.
How's the song? Is it pleasant to my ears or horrifying?
It's neutral. It is almost, it's a little frightening while being calming at the same time.
Does the voice sound familiar to me?
Roll me a history check.
Religion or history? History.
Of your choice.
Okay, let's. It will make sense for the character. Let's go with religion. A 13. It'll be showing up in bot commands in a minute.
Would be helpful.
It will be in there in a minute. Hey, my computer's a little behind because I just turned it up. One. So it might be a little. It might be in there. It's 13.
There it is. Oh, it took a moment.
Yep, there it is. It's late. Yeah.
You would definitely wouldn't know the name. You would know the creature, seen it or heard it countless of times. It is referred by you, basically a citizen of sorts, a traveler, a lingering soul, a revenant shadow. It is a walker of the in-between and the beyond sometimes, to fetch souls and people from places to places, a finder of ways and paths people don't usually take, granting access and denial to places, known as the Void Walker. Planar traveler, lost, forgotten sometimes, and refound, is all that you would know.
It's a
You
traveler of some sort.
know and seen before his face, almost always rhythmic in step, bounce, smiles, almost polite, almost full of elegance every time.
Is your voice male or female?
Male. As you hear very faint, la 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 la. You hear and feel wind as you feel another presence, as does leaves. You can sense it, but what are you going to do?
The other presence, you said there's two here now, correct?
Well, only one, as the formerly known disappears.
So the traveler that walked by, is he the one that disappeared?
Yes.
Does this person seem to be following the other person? Does it seem to be traveling with him?
Well, you can't discern distances.
Would I be able to listen or try to discern that distance?
You hear almost a buzzing sound in your ears, almost this boo, very deep, kind of overshadowing everything,
The
almost
same buzzing.
layered with a high pitch.
Now, is this the same buzzing from the Dios thing, or is this different?
It's different. You would definitely realize it as a part of, not a calling, but well, fall into the afterlife, almost shell-shocked. Realize what it is. It reminds you a lot of Toll of the Dead. The ringing in your ears, the strong headache, the wooziness, not feeling and only feeling pain.
Yeah, yeah. So, you said my hands are tied
Correct.
and my things are mouth.
Refer
Are there any?
to picks for NPCs.
He's gonna do something RP wise.
What do you do?
Look at the two pictures and pick fantasies to see.
I'm getting ready to. I'm going to fix NPCs now. I'm just figuring out like
I love the picks for NPCs notes. Who are we fighting again? Ah, yeah, fuck that guy.
notes. You
Yeah,
said go to
the
notes.
description of the channel.
Okay, so that's in what?
No,
Where's the notes
it's
at?
just a joke. I leave descriptions in every
Oh,
channel.
okay. So I'm looking at pics for NPCs, right?
Yeah, the last 3 pictures.
Okay. Now I'm tied like this, right? Are there any hooks present? Because I want to do something RP wise. Is there any hooks present? Like
You
any
don't
hooks?
see
Like
anything.
hanging? Okay, I don't see anything. Can I feel if there are any hooks present? Hooks present?
Well, you
Like
feel
my
your arms chained. You can't really feel your legs. You feel this burning sensation of the wind on your skin, and you definitely feel bleeding. You hear this
okay.
buzzing sound, and you don't see anything, but you feel the cold metal on your back.
With that being said, you would see like Hale closes his eyes as he imagined chains of hooks to go through like where his nipples would be, to like hang himself down, get to the top of the cross and hang himself there, so the pain's even worse. As he puts the hooks to his chest, almost uh, where his breast kind of where his breast would be, where he does not grow his chest. He's gonna try to put hooks. I'm imagine hooks through his chest there, and at the top of the cross, imagine himself kind of hanging by those hooks
Okay,
to
Shiv,
more pain.
you see wounds open up on the creature or the thing on the cross, and it moves a little bit left and right in pain. You don't hear anything from it, as you see no head, no mouth, no ears, no eyes. Just 2 shoulders and a cleaving wound.
Is there parts that don't have exposed kind of like exposed flesh, or like you mean
No,
like basically not just flesh, but I mean
you
basically
don't
like
see a,
blood.
you don't even see a piece of skin, not a singular one.
She wants to let her presence be known. She will. She will put the palm of her hand on the creature's chest.
Well, the thing is kind of hovering, and you're not too small. You can roll me a, well,
She reaches for.
acrobatics, sleight of hand of your choice, to reach upwards as much as you can, because your hand is still trembling.
Mm,
You barely make it to the creature's torn, what appears to be pieces of leg. You hear the creature's inner thoughts and screams of pain and agony as you must feel a connection.
in her head. No?
As Hayao, you feel a connection between you and whatever presence is there, as you feel a cold sting around where your knee is. You get connection to a body of sorts. You hear inner thoughts almost subconsciously.
Um,
No, almost mumbling to itself.
I will over.
um, this cross, right? I'm looking at this picture. Is
Yeah.
that a body imbued in there?
That's you.
What's imbued in the middle? That's is that just a cross, or is a
It's
body actually present?
the body
I
is
can't
there.
tell.
Pieces.
Oh, that's okay. So I see. I'm gonna zoom in. So he's in different pieces. There's like the arm, the other arm, the head. Can I look up what that says? Is that an ancient celestial at the top of that cross there?
Correct, but you can't see it.
I cannot. Okay, I'm blind, right?
Correct.
What do you say? What do you say, Shiv?
But as I may repeat,
Yeah.
Shiv, as you feel the connection being made, you would hear from the creature on the cross, you would hear it muffled mumble and
Oh.
screams, inner thoughts subconsciously. And yeah, you would get a sensical connection to a physical or metaphysical being there, almost in a broken mental state, mumbling things, seem to be subconscious, and memories flashing back and forth, almost in a sedate state of hallucinations and trapped in its own mind.
Um, does the person look familiar or sound familiar off board? Do I?
No.
I don't know that this is. Okay. So I don't know it's Shiv here. Then I guess right. This is a first time meeting. So treat this as a first time meeting, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Feels
Yeah.
vastly different.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's just an ancient lost celestial, almost to what he remembers. He says, "What are you doing here?" That's words you hear in your mind. Basta, Atu, Benakte. You have ancient celestial or celestial on your sheet. I mean, I don't understand. That's what he would say. I'm playing the character. So, ancient celestial, from what he remembers, being spoken out to the presence.
You hear mumbling in an unknown language, as far as I'm aware, and
Yeah.
you can't make any sense as it is in vast amount of pain and in a language you don't know.
Tries to say with a voice. I can't understand you. What are you saying? What are you doing here? Why are you trying to hurt yourself? You know where we are?
Hey,
That
yeah,
place?
you don't hear any sensical words coming from the creature, even despite it trying to reach out to you. You hear subconscious mumbling.
But I do sense a body, correct?
You do sense a body?
Is she touching it?
Yes.
Do I remember where I was placed?
You remember what you remember.
Such as, can I get a quick
The
rundown?
last thing you remember is your vision going black.
Um, so for all I know, I'm just here stuck.
It appears so.
Yeah. So he would try to reach out to that creature, and because of the nature of it, he's gonna attempt to possess the body because he senses a body there. He's gonna do a possession
Well, the body
if he
is a
can.
represented soul, so that is not possible.
Okay, so it's not possible.
Nope.
So he's gonna try to reach out and touch the body, see if he can go near that.
Already does. Creature touches the knee. What's left of it.
Is that to severe to me?
Both.
The creature
Why?
is holding on to your knee. What's left of it?
I can't see, so I mean I wouldn't know.
But you feel it.
Okay, I feel a knee, right?
You
So he's
feel a
gonna
Feel a
try.
hand on
hand.
your knee.
Okay, he's gonna try to. He's gonna try to. It's just in case, and so he's gonna try to with the ath. Well, I'll bus RP this. I'm gonna say athletics check because that's. But you see, he tries to buff what he remembers last. Is he tries to. He was pretty strong, so he's gonna try to work his way out of there using brute strength to try to pull his knee out, try to uncase himself from the stone.
You can roll for it with disadvantage.
What check is that?
Athletics.
Okay. That's an 11. 11 DM.
You feel almost a tearing at your shoulders as you shove yourself left to right, try to escape. You feel a lot of pain doing so, and you feel the cold metal on the back becoming warm. But meanwhile, Shavir, you would see the creature that you're having your hand on. As the creature bobs left and right, you hear unbelievable agony, and you see tendons and muscles. Well, what's left of it and the shoulder starts to tear. Almost molded flesh. Do you do?
No, since her body seems way more energy based sort of thing than what she's looking before her. Does it feel like she can potentially sort of
Well, all of your reaching
energy
out kind of
energy?
didn't seem to work.
Yeah, but does it seem like she energy based can reach like or possessed? But does she feel that there's
No,
that
no.
possibility? No. Okay.
You feel
Mm.
that the only connection that has been made is between the creature and your kind of subconscious memories. only the deepest core. Nothing that you try to make sensical words seem to reach the creature.
Now she did. Does she have the memory of the book that she read on all languages, which probably had
No clue.
some words in Celestial? No, she don't remember that.
Shot.
Um. So she will draw. She will basically draw on his thigh, basically.
With your
Symbol of
finger?
Shar. Yeah, the symbol of Shar. Seems that this creature can maybe recognize that.
Okay. Draw the symbol.
Oh.
Nothing happens.
Hold on.
That's
Um,
I don't know if it feels it or not. I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do I actually feel that symbol
No.
with this design? Everything? Do I feel the way?
No.
Okay. Well, down there. Um, do I know someone's touching me even?
You still feel the cold sting of the hand? Yes.
So everything's painful. Okay. So this is probably. Hey, I would think that this is punishment, and he wouldn't do anything more right now at the moment unless something. Um, yeah, he just because of. I mean, being what I know, like this might potentially be a punishment or something.
You don't know. You never had something like this.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That I mean, that I remember. So he doesn't know if
Right.
he's there for a punishment or usually when it's an imprisonment kind of thing. If he's a shark, like he remembers, this is usually is a sign of imprisonment or punishment. When it comes to shark space, and he remembers, so he won't do nothing right now at the moment until some stuff happens. So he will just wait until Shavir a little bit, and he may or may not react to those.
So these runic symbols and stuff.
Yes.
Do she either recognize any of them, or
No.
does she? Okay, in that case, does she feel feel any essence of the magic that seemed to be on this cross or the chains or anything like that? Does she
As I said
get any
before,
sense of
this
that?
realm doesn't seem magical.
Oh
This
Jesus!
is
So it's
its
not a
nature.
shadow. It's not a shadow film.
Well, it doesn't feel magical.
The magic is gone. There's no magic here.
So he didn't say that.
One doesn't
Imagine the
exclude
lure you
the
guys
other.
just came from.
Yeah, so she don't recognize any of the symbols. Is there anything attached to the cross, or is it just floating in the air?
It's floating.
On the ground, floating. And is there anything attached
I believe.
to the cross?
I believe it's hovering.
Correct.
Yeah. How much? How high off the ground?
10 feet.
Yeah. Can he move around in here?
No.
All right. So getting the momentum to start swinging, but we're saying getting the momentum to swing the cross back and forth. Would I be able to do something like that?
It's static. Not that you would know.
I mean, I mean, yeah. I mean, how trapped does he feel like he has some a little bit, or does he completely restrict it? How tight is it?
It's almost squished between planets tight.
Oh yeah. Well, then he would know. Well, he would. Yeah. Yeah. He doesn't do anything then, because that would be better. Yeah. He doesn't.
Think about a post-it note being on a cork board, but every cell of your body being pinned to that cross.
Yeah, yeah, he would. He would feel that. He wouldn't. Yeah, he wouldn't. He wouldn't
That's
think
why
that he could swing.
also everything just burns and hurts, apart from the kind of cold metal of the cross.
Can't you
Yeah.
try and connect the pieces of his body?
Well, you could, but it's so far up.
Yeah, if she basically climb on him or like dig her nails into him or like basically climb on him? Could she potentially try and do it then? Or does it even seem like his parts can be attached? Do you see them?
They seem to be so far apart, and there seem parts missing as well. Big gaps of like 5 to 10 inches almost. Just
So I must have
missing
been here. I mean,
the arms.
seeing the picture. I must have been here a while, right? 'Cause that's
Oh, yeah.
fucking strong.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Our body is completely deteriorated. So
She would go around and check the backside of the cross.
You check the backside, it contains a bunch of more runic symbols. Also, roll me a perception check, please.
With disadvantage?
No, just straight.
Doesn't really help my case. 6! My passive is 14 though. Not that you asked it. Oh, yeah.
Give me one moment. You would feel a hand on your left shoulder. It feels cold, and it doesn't, well, bubble or tingle. It doesn't have this numb feeling to it.
is that me or Shiv?
Shiv.
She gets stiff for a moment. She don't move her body. She just move her head slightly. Her eyes. Try and see what it is.
You.
Yeah, I'm. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. You look over and you see or feel the hand leaving. Seeing your kind of the most left of your left eye, you spot a reddened string pulled by a hand of black fingernails.
Yeah, man. I
Shush.
She tilts her head and this red string attached to her, or did you just basically
No,
put a hand on her
but it
and put it?
floats through the air behind you.
Hmm. And did you see where this string goes?
Well, you're following the hand or the string with your eyes.
Is the string hard to see in the background, or
I asked you a question.
I mean, her yeah, the string is what kind of like catched her eyes, but she would try and follow the string to see where it goes.
You
She also saw
look
a hand, right?
towards where the string goes, and it goes somewhere around your neck, on your back.
Oh, um, yeah. She would she would try to get herself out of that. That seems bad.
yeah.
Okay.
She would try
So
and
what
get
do you do?
a. She would try and she would basically. What she would do. She would use her other hand. She kind of like was staying kind of still. She would use her right hand to kind of like get a finger in under the string, and then she would kind of like get it up and duck. So she basically ducks out of it. So she would try and
Okay.
do.
You try to duck under the skin, the string, Jesus.
Mm.
As you see nobody, and the string kind of still is attached to like the back of your neck, somewhere in your clothing.
Oh,
You hear footsteps on the ground.
should try and look at the person that is doing the thing with the strings. Go ahead.
A history check and a perception check.
23. Nice for sure.
Yeah.
Perception. 8.
You don't see a creature, but you kind of look at the string, and a memory flashes to your mind. As
Yeah, out of character, I remember.
Yeah, a red string of nylon, almost impossibly strong. Seen the hand like this before, blackened nails, and a string wrapped around. You fall prone.
Okay, just
On your
that was
knees.
a spasm.
Sheesh. What? Yes? Did you say that?
You fall prone onto your knees.
She cannot just with her arms like the why move why kind of motion. Like why you do this to me? Why?
You still see the string.
Yeah. So yeah, the string is attached to her back, right?
Correct. Still hear footsteps.
Yeah. She look in the direction of the footsteps.
You feel, as you kind of turn around, a hand on your back, basically pushing your upper body forwards to the ground. Cold fingertips between shoulder blades. You feel your singular heartbeat of your pulse, where everything goes back to your kind of numbness. Get the sensation of falling. It doesn't stop.
She try and look back at the being that is on top of her.
You look behind you.
Mm.
You don't see anybody. But you feel the string forward.
She feel the string forward.
Yes. Kind of past your neck.
Yeah, I mean, she figured out that this string was too strong to break, basically.
Yeah.
In the history check. She's not even gonna try and break it. But is there a way to detach it? Like by untying it or taking it away from her clothing?
I don't know.
Mm. Should does she still have like a finger or some fingers in between the rope and her neck?
Well, you can reach for it.
Yeah, she'd try and put some fingers in there, just so if it tries to strangle her or something, she would at least have that to fight back with, so she don't get completely suffocated.
Well, you feel a singular string go down the
Ah,
back of your clothing, but as you kind of reach at your neck where the string goes in, it's like
Oh, it
trying
doesn't go
to.
around her neck. It
No,
just go.
it
It just
basically
attached.
goes
Okay.
in, but it's like your clothing and your self is kind of
but
one thing.
Mm.
was a part of her, basically.
So then she'd look to where the string goes, and she would kind of go in the direction of the string almost. If she, but is he on top of her still, or
You
the
see
string?
the string
Hey guys,
goes.
I'm gonna head out. It's like almost it's
Okay.
9 for me right now, so I'm
Yeah,
gonna
then
go.
do
Yeah,
But
just
that.
I'll
Shush.
be
head
here
out.
for Sunday. I'll be here for Sunday though.
Okay.
Yeah. Just
All
head
right,
out.
see you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Character emergent.
Yeah, that's you can just put the message in general. Jesus. But apart from that, you kind of look where the string is following, and you see it go past the cross as you're on its backside.
Oh, so she now noticed that she's kind of attached to the backside of the cross.
Well, no,
Or
it goes to the front.
oh, okay. Yeah, she follows the string and I guess would look back up on the creature because of the string being attached to it. Then
Okay, so you follow to the front of the cross.
yeah,
You follow. You hear a almost shh as you hear a small metallic poof on top of the cross for a moment. As you hear a singular footstep, and the string kind of goes over the left side of the cross and then behind it.
left side. Yeah, she'd follow the string again to see what that sound was and see what
Well,
the
it
string
goes
was trying
up
to show. Hmm.
and then over and then down.
If that's the path it takes, she would try to jump up and climb on. Just kind of grab his knee and basically climb up on his body parts to follow the string.
Acrobatics, please. At disadvantage.
What's that?
Yep.
Wait a moment. Because with disadvantage, I get to roll both dice first, right?
No, you re-roll one of them and pick the lowest.
Yeah, but a disadvantage, because normally you roll
You
both
choose
at
one
the
of
same
them
time,
to.
right?
No,
Yeah,
yes, you roll one. You roll
yeah,
both of them at the same time, and with
yeah.
lucky, you re-roll one of them. But you still choose the
Okay.
lowest, so what's the point?
Yeah.
Yeah, but with lucky, I can re-roll.
So it's still an 8.
Well, it says if I use lucky, I can become something else. Yeah, yeah.
Is
You
it worth
choose
it here
So
though?
one of
yeah.
them d20s to be re-rolled. It still chooses the lowest with disadvantage.
Oh yeah.
So
What?
it wouldn't matter. She would still have the 8.
Okay, so I can't re-roll
If you
the.
re-roll the nat 1, then it's 8 and 16, and it chooses the 8.
So I can't re-roll the nat one.
If you re-roll the nat 1.
This would just stop you from critically failing, basically, is what it's gonna do.
Yes, but you
You
still
still
roll with disadvantage. So you roll
yeah.
2 dice. The first one is a nat 1, the second one is a 16. You're re-rolling it. So roll your re-roll for the nat 1.
Yeah, so then I can re-roll the nat one.
Yes, but you have to take whatever it is, probably.
Yeah.
No,
It just
you can choose, but yeah, of course I wouldn't want to take the nat one.
Roll.
yeah. It just basically saves you from
Roll.
that one.
Go for it. That's a 16.
You still fail.
Mm.
Alright.
Yeah, you feel sharp pains as you feel a creature almost tearing you off the cross. You don't move, but every cell of you hurts. Almost
He
like
just
shoving you through a pile of needles.
he just smiles as, like I said, the shard thing is still a thing for all I know. So he just smiles and welcomes it as this is the same person who put hooks through his chest and then revels in the enjoyment of pain and suffering. As you would look down and just imagine that his ribcage, right, his beating heart no longer exists. As you would see, like he would see in his mind, a decrepit as she climbs it. His heart is like kind of dead, right? So she would see like half of him that's melting in like black, almost like it's been dead a long time ago, as long as he's been here on this cross. As you would see manifested, like try to anyway, in black ichor as she sees it, as she slides down the blood, essentially long dead, long forgotten, it smells awful as the heart's been sitting there rotting. And worms come from the holes in the heart. He's going to try to manifest something like that for her to see as he slides down.
Yeah, as you slide off this blackened liquid down the cross again, you see as the black liquid kind of touches the red string, it disappears and fades, almost ghostly, translucent.
So the string goes invisible, or does it disappear?
Well, it disappears. You don't feel any more tugging. You still kind of see a thread hanging over your left shoulder.
Okay. And that
Does
string
the
expand
does,
or anything?
Sorry?
does the black liquor smell? Does it still smell? Is that just in his mind state? Does it smell to her too? Because this is beating
She
hard,
doesn't smell
but to
anything.
him. Okay.
For you, you don't
So,
feel anything about from pain, so
right.
there's
I'm
no
just wanted to.
sense
Yeah.
that you
I
can
just wanted
pick
to
that up.
manifest something. Yeah, I just wanted to That's just the way he looks at it. I mean, now that doesn't mean that she sees it or whatever, but that's what he sees, the character, or he imagines anyway. It to be like as he just revels in the pain, and this is considered a blessing to him anyway. As this is what better way to a paradise for him is the pain is a paradise for him, as he's been here for years and learned to think of this as a blessing rather than a curse.
Yeah.
So that's what he does for now in response to severe climbing him.
Okay.
So this string, it's now basically seemingly cut off, and
Yeah.
like foot or two is hanging off her shoulder or something
Yes.
next to me. Does it seem to be? She grabs the string as she tries to follow it. Does it? Is she able to still follow it after it ends, or does it seem actually cut off?
It's cut. You see the end of the thread. It has a bunch of pieces left, right, and center, kind of twiddling outwards, almost like something sharp cut it. And you, as you have it in hand, would feel a pulse through it.
Hmm.
You get the sensation of falling.
Can she see where the other end of that red line is?
Well, on your neck, somewhere, going into your clothing.
Yeah, but the other piece that wore up on the cross
Is translucent and disappeared.
I mean, what I know, I mean, my character just can't see or hear anything. That's why I'm not saying anything.
So she looks on the other
Also
side
have no
of
connection
the.
to do so.
Yeah, I know. I'm not betting.
Looks on the other side of the cross there to see if that red string is there.
Well, I see runic glyphs, but no string. You do see almost like a scratch. You see this kind of tarnish on it, right? The kind of almost oil, blood-like substance, right? And there's a almost like scraped off at the right side on the back.
So there's a scraped off oil-like substance on the right side of the cross.
Yeah, well, it's all oil and blood on the cross, but there seems to be a clean space, almost like somebody scraped it off, like slipping with a hand or foot. Looks like a climbing mark.
Does it seem easier to climb from there? Does it seem
It's
easier to
in the
climb it?
centers, on the center beam, and it's way too high to jump for any normal person.
Yeah,
Roll me a
this
dexterity saving throw.
22.
You see your knees wobble with every step that you take.
Should try and press the red string.
Like put pressure on it.
Yeah.
You collapse.
Okay.
Roll me a wisdom
Less
saving
of the
throw.
pressure.
I'm Sullivan dead.
21.
You kind of hear this kind of subconscious mumbling. Sounds like a female voice. You can't really tell what it's saying. Almost a subconscious, like background noise. Vivid thoughts, or screams, or you can't really tell. It's all of it, none of it. As you fall on your side.
Instinctively kind of gasp for air for some reason a little bit and hold her chest.
You do so.
She hold the string in your hand.
You hold the string and you feel a pulse vastly beyond reasonable heart rate. Hundreds upon hundreds of beats per minute. It's like 4 beats a second.
You should
Way
feel
too
a
high.
yeah. She don't feel a heartbeat in her own heart, does she? And the string is still connected to her neck, right?
Yeah.
Try and take the string and she turn end of it, and she kind of try to take it where you think your heart would be. I mean, she know her heart. Yeah. Or difference.
Sleight of hand.
Uh, that's an 11.
Okay. You still feel the pulse. It definitely reaches. It's hard to punch a hole into yourself.
It's more like putting it on the skin, you know.
Well, it's this kind of
Yeah.
clothing atop it.
Yeah. Did she pull back the clothing and put it on her bare skin? Her heart would be.
Well, it has all this uniform color.
Hmm. Can she put it to any exposed skin, kind of like on the wrist or something?
It has all this uniform color. It could be all clothing.
Okay, yeah. Yes, it doesn't work. Mm. Mm.
Because you felt the hand on your shoulder. I never said there was clothing in between.
Yeah, sure. So when this string touched Hayel, basically, it snapped or something.
You never seen it touch AL.
Okay. So it just snapped when she was climbing up, basically, or like it went translucent, basically.
Yeah, it got cut when you tried to climb.
Hmm. Okay, so she will try to walk up to the creature. She will put the end of it on Hayel or on the creature. She don't know it's Hayel.
Okay. Hey, yeah, for a long time, you didn't feel a heartbeat, but that's definitely a fast one. All that you would know.
Someone's heart beating my own or someone on the other end.
You can't discern it. It's rapid. Some 300 beats.
Above normal. Above normal.
Yeah, like twice or thrice the normal rate.
Do I detect where it's coming from?
No, it goes through everything.
And I can't see a thing, so can I smell? I can't smell either. Are my senses gone, completely gone? Hearing, sight,
you only have touch and mental.
and the hand and the fingers are unable to be moved. Correct?
You can move your fingers. You can't move your wrists.
How far may can I try to feel on the outside of with my fingers on the
You can feel
what do I
the
touch?
metallic cross. Yeah.
Oh, do I feel the string? Is there not one connected to me?
No.
No string. So I don't even see the string. Well, I can't see crap. So taste is gone, right? As well as
everything that
sight
is connected with your head
is gone. So he has no brain, none of that. The body. So the body for the most part is dead.
You should see it
I'm gonna
less as a
try.
body.
I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna see. He's gonna try to remember if his old Nate stuff works, right? As a character, back in the day, like back in a long time ago, you know, he was talented with necromancy. So, well, shit, fuck, he thinks this is a punch, but he hears the heartbeat, so that's different. So, yeah, he's going to see what's going on. Like he feel like maybe his goddess is calling him back. Maybe it's the time when there's a sign, you must go for it. So he's gonna try to cast animate dead on himself because of him being the way he feels and stuff. No sight, taste, typically things that way undead feel with his knowledge. So he's gonna
Roll me
try
a
to do that
d20.
on himself.
You know what roll it is? The one you suck at.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be on
So see him roll a miracle crit.
yeah. Let's see a miracle. That's gonna be an exclamation point. On just right flat roll no modifier. Let's do it. So let's go for that crit. Let's get that D&D.
It's gonna happen.
That D&D luck. Lucky D&D. That explanation point or
Custom
R2D2.
skill.
you want me to roll a custom skill check?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you wanted me a flat D20. I thought you wanted a flat D20.
What's the modifier?
Do you want me to roll a custom skill or
Yes.
the praying divine intervention?
Yes.
The one that one is always that never goes well. I mean, it's always that one doesn't. It's
So
always
11 is what it would have been.
yeah. That's not happening today. The dice are just that inner divine.
11 is pretty good.
Yeah, nah,
Well,
11.
you
I don't.
try to, but nothing happens.
Yeah, that's not nowhere near
But
high
you
enough.
still definitely feel that pulse.
Yeah, well, he doesn't know.
Almost every heartbeat shatters through your entire reality that you can perceive.
I mean, but that would be so
It's
game.
like
I feel like
find like a person in a wheelchair having strobe lights pointed at his eyes, capable of nothing but
yeah,
sight, having that last sense blasted with a bunch of sensory probably puts you in a lot of stress.
yeah. That would just be. I feel like I would just be metagame if I did it that way. So for now, because of the character and being the character and true to character, this is a punishment. So like he would even pushing the animate that was pushing it. I like, but yeah, he would just stay there because of just he feels like I said he hasn't changed. The goddess would come get him when it's time. The goddess will come get him. So if he doesn't move, he would just sit there in pain and agony. As like I said, it's a blessing to him. So he would stand and actually do nothing. Well, I guess he make the scene a little bit more gruesome for Shavir as when she tries to do something else, he would essentially, I guess, take his essentially like inside of his chest, right, is all the souls he absorbed over his time, and he would just look at the innocent souls that he absorbed into himself, as his chest is skeletal and he's got a gaping hole there, right? Uh, all the souls that he absorbed during that time, as they scream in agony and pain,
right? He's gonna make himself glow like almost green, like almost on the outside, taking the form of one of those old victims that he took, and he gives the face a horrifying experience to Shavir anyway, because I mean he
Yeah, you
doesn't
would
know who's
see it.
out there. He feels something. He feels something. So he's trying to show, you know, her at least or so whoever's out there that this cross knows what you're doing, and that there is a presence here.
Yeah,
Uh, however, you
Shabir.
Am
don't
I
know
seeing
how
any
or
of that?
Yes, that's what I want to come to. You would see a kind of reddened, kind of cyan outglow, right? Across the arms, legs, downwards, kind of build almost a silhouette around it, using the kind of body parts as a posture. You see a man, old, long hair in front of his face and long beard going down to like past where his belt would be, chained in the same position. You see the head shift, open eyes glowing in red and blue in altercations. And you hear or see the man screaming as you see the same kind of wounds, but not as severe. But you don't hear a thing. See it, the expression though.
an evil smile. He
As
should be
you
screaming.
know, the soul is definitely screaming.
Oh, the soul. Yeah, okay.
As you put the string close to your heart and you kind of collapse and kind of push it onto your chest. Roll me a wisdom save. Another one.
I thought that was before.
Oh shit.
But how did I never said that I would put it on my heart again? That was to his knee or like to his body. I was putting it
Yeah, which
in
nothing
place.
happened.
Yeah.
But this is still from before.
Okay. Yeah. Um.
Because you're still holding
Well,
the string.
yes. I don't like that one. We'll do a. Yeah. We'll do a look there.
Okay, reroll it.
20.
You me?
Yeah. Very funny.
You kind of see as the string is still in your hand, holding onto, like pushed onto the creature's leg, right? As this kind of hue comes up, it pushes your hand away. With the string in hand, you just see the string slowly melt into your hand on your left side. Almost on top of the back of your hand, the string is attached, almost restricting you forward. But you still feel the pulse kind of going through your entire body as the tingling completely stops. Almost everything around you freezes. Can't seem to move a muscle as slowly but surely, with every elapsing second, your memories, like a flood, come back one at a time. One at a time, one at a time, one at a time.
Starts to try and scream.
You would hear it,
Just
Hayel.
basic things.
Her memories.
Just scream.
You would. Yeah. I mean, I can scream that loud now. But that
Yeah,
would be it would be a like heart wrenching scream of just
he just
agony
you.
and terror and yeah,
Yeah, Hayel, right?
agony, terror, remorse. It's just a mix of emotions, and it kind of like turns into like a frenetic, crazy laughter at one point, and yeah, yeah, wow. she get basically all of her memories back, or
Okay.
All of them.
So Hale, right? As he going through terror and agony and all this, he just laughs and he would move his soul. I don't know if he didn't know if that actually she actually saw that. Well, yes, he would the souls that are tormented, right? He just says, "Rejoice, you have been reborn and are pure," almost in like a he's going to use a little girl, a creepy little girl with her head almost like halfway been cut off. Essentially, her head hangs by just a little bit of like a thread. Her head's been chopped off, except
It's
for yeah,
upside down, hanging from the chest.
yeah, pretty much out of her chest. Yeah, her head barely hangs off as she says. Her head snaps back on and says, "Rejoice in the pain, child. You have been reborn and are pure." As she screams in agony, as it's a form of a blessing to him. As he hears the screams. If you would allow that to go through DM, I'm not sure.
Yeah, you see the silhouette change throughout multiple times as you see the silhouette through your scream and I think teary eyes by this point.
yeah.
You see a blur of a creature mouthing words. A girl looking like Loriantha.
Yes, kind of screams like, why, no, no.
Her head is chopped off to down to a limit. It's a scary sight for
as she
if
see
DM would allow it.
what looks like Loriantha, she kind of just freezes almost, still kind of holding her head, but it kind of semi snaps her out of it. But she says, "Lori, what are you doing here?"
You have the paralyzed condition. You're on the ground.
Okay, yeah, so
You can
she
still
can say that.
speak,
Okay, yeah, but yeah,
but you're not strong enough to stand up.
yeah. She looks at her and says, "Lori, what are you doing here?
Can I hear this?
Aren't you back home? What happened
You
to
can.
you? Did
I
you
can
die
hear this.
again?" It's like, "Did you die again?"
He says, "Pain and suffering is a blessing, child. You are reborn and are pure. Take this as a blessing. Your pain is power." As he says in a guttural voice, almost alien to you, distorted, of time, of evil, and of pain, suffering, and all the things negative in what you know, as he just makes the words as daunting as possible to you in a deep guttural voice as he says those words. Pain is a blessing. That's what he would like to DM, if you would allow that, to the little girl.
Yes. Sure.
That's what he says to you.
Um, she lays there and squints her eyes and doesn't sound like my Lori. I can agree with revel in pain. Pain is all I've ever known for so long in my life. Can revel in it, I guess. Not necessarily always like it, but inflicting it, feeling it, the right person. Sure, I can revel in it. But why do you take the face of my sister? Do you know where she is?
He says, I take the face of what Shard take the face of. I take the face of what matters most to you, or what comes close to mattering most to you. It is your pain and suffering manifested true what you are seeing. The worst is yet the worst there is in your head to be. However, don't think of this as a negative thing. Think of this as a blessing or an awakening for you. Look into the eyes of this so-called Lord you know and take it. Just think the pain that you're feeling right now. You are pure and have been redeemed and washed away of all sin. Suffering and pain is a blessing, not a curse. Be grateful, child. Today you bleed anew, is what he says to you.
That's down on the ground. Look at him again. Okay, I believe in you. You're reborn. That doesn't sound too bad. Who, who are you? Anyway.
I have gone by many names, many, many, many of times. As to you in your language, I would be called Hayel the Forsaken, the Forsaken one of pain and suffering, and all those dear true to one suffering and negativity. I am long lost to the age of man, long lost to sit here as a punishment for a sin against thy goddess, to forever boil in blood and revel on this here hollow vessel, or here hollowed vessel to be your affirms of Christianity, bound in a cross for all eternity. That's what he says to you.
You don't recognize me, do you? I have. I remember you. I remember you and yes. You remember a girl with a hole in her chest and long hair with red tips. She called herself Rivash. Rivash Roblast. You remember her?
DM, do I? Where's DM?
You do.
Uh,
You do, all right.
I do. What do I know about this person?
Everything you experienced.
Okay, so when I first came in here, you said I didn't know the voice I heard, or I didn't know anything.
Correct. She sounds different than before.
I mean, he doesn't know that though.
Well, she sounded a certain way in the beginning. After she collapsed, she sounds different.
Okay, so the Dios thing that goes through
Yes.
then.
Yes.
God, man, XLZRP gold. I wish it didn't. Ugh. Um, he says, "Whoa, it's you. What, what do you come die for now? I told you, leave me alone. I'm here to carry out and finish my punishment. Now be gone, foolish girl, away from me now." As he now remembers that, now that he has this situation going on, he knows for sure now it's a punishment. So, yeah, he's
Haven't
because
you?
before he didn't know but now he knows. So
She
he
wants
said,
to say something too.
"Yeah, huh?
She wants to say something too. So, the,
A Zook.
have you? She wants to say something too. Have 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 you not suffered enough? You spoke blasphemy and were punished for it. Were you not? I know it wasn't my hand and may have been brash, but by your actions and words, it seems like you think it was the right call to be punished for it. I mean, you revel in your own punishment. This, to me, seems to be a prison of your own making, or part. Haven't you suffered enough?
I mean, you don't know that.
Isn't it? This is what you're saying. I think isn't this time for your redemption? Huh? Redeem yourself in the eyes of the goddess. Why don't you join me?
He says to you, you are not my goddess. You don't tell me when my time is up or when my punishment ends. That is for her to tell, not you.
I never claimed to be. But you have
Yeah,
been. But you have. But you have been punished, have you not?
I mean, yeah, he says. I mean, his character, he says, if you want me so badly, then have thy goddess release me from these shackles. I will remain here until she tells you to tell you so. I am devoted to my goddess. Now, here, because of this, you don't decide when my time is up. My God decides when my time is up. My goddess. And Nade, Amab, Amud, meaning Shar, the goddess, the lady of the night, decides when my time. You do not. You should watch your tongue. You do not know the power that you do not know the power that how powerful thy night goddess is. Question her power, question her punishments is your soul shall be lost. You are very bold to even mention such a request. Do you not know her power? Do you not know the Night Lady? And you question her methods?
Of course, I know her powers.
Then you should know better than to question
I
any.
haven't questioned her methods, nor have I, nor have I questioned her judgment.
Then why are you still here?
How can you be so certain that this is her will?
Says nothing.
Have you even tried asking?
He says to you, I shall speak no more words to you. Your words are like poison from a river that's been tarnished by snakes. The words you speak of are foul and are in heresy. You questioning Shar and you're questioning her methods. I shall not hear any more of this poison from your tongue any longer.
Funnily enough, not the first time my words has been compared to poison. But it's rich for you to accuse me of heresy, Craven.
As you say that, he breaks. He tries to break the. Yeah, he's gonna try to break that. He gets frustrated.
Only a con save.
Yeah. You see the stones start to kind of like rumble a little bit as he says, "Don't say that," as he tries to make everything shake with anger. 25.
Oh,
Yeah,
touched on her, did I?
you you tear a bunch of your tendons as you basically lash forward with your shoulders, right? It stings like all hell, and parts of your body go cold, and you remember that things that go cold don't come back on your kind of left shoulder as you basically feel the air vibrate. Shavir, you would see a bunch of
He
like
gets angry.
floating particles, like dust and oil and blood around the cross, kind of levitate slowly air. Tiny bubbles, almost like reverse rain.
See.
Yeah, he looks. You hear him just scream. Ah!
Still on the face of Lori.
Touch the
Never
nerve,
seen
did
your
I?
sister so angry.
Yeah. Touch, but you know that it's not her, right? Because she literally, the way he's been speaking and what he said, his name and stuff. You
You
understand that
can
it's
roll
just
me
impossible.
a history.
Yeah. Because he literally, like, said, I am Hayal, and you know who Hayal is. Things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Roll me a history. Or religion.
Well, you can say that a little bit faster, please. That would have been a religion, of course. Like, are you kidding me?
Well then roll.
17, then, if it would have been a religion.
Where did you roll?
In Bakhmat. I rolled a
7.
7, but my religion
Religion's
bonus
plus
is
10.
10.
Okay.
Yes, it would have been 7.
You know he basically forces the soul to do what he asks. Basically
So,
punishing the soul into submission.
does she figure out that he has her soul?
Yes.
Is that what she thinks?
That is what you would figure out, yeah?
No.
It
Okay.
doesn't have to be true.
Yeah. But that is what she thinks.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so as you launch forward, oh, touched the nerve, did I? Should try and calm down. Tearing your body apart.
Doesn't care.
Believe it or not, I want what's best for you. I know it's hard for you to believe. Probably all you ever known. Probably much like me.
It's still rumbling.
Is nothing but lies, deceit, betrayal, and suffering. Can relate and empathize with you.
Still rumbling.
Seeing my sister in this state, seeing you have a grip on her soul like this, now that's just cruel. Why don't you let her go?
Hear his voice change, and he says, well, you call as you see Craven manifest just for a second. What? You call? You want me, do you? You call my name. As he tries to imagine it.
Gurgling and water noises.
Yeah.
Think about somebody
He's
having
still,
being waterboarded at the same time while speaking.
yeah, he's still guttural, but still almost tries to summon a great sword as he tries with all his might to either hit you with the thrust and smite you. As he tries with all his might to do so. As you call that name.
All the kind of upward rain comes back down, and it's all blood. And you see it washes away the red color.
Yeah, and he tries to, I guess, reach out, and it's like, no, nice to see you again. Still, you haven't shut your fucking mouth yet, and he tries to smite you. He doesn't, he just what he would do. He tries to reach out for you as you see almost like his skull-like hand try to like grab for your throat and try to wrap around it. And then he tries to channel negative energy into you and smite you through a touch as he touches or charge you. With a guttural voice, he says, be punished.
For someone with no arms or hands, he's really trying to use them.
Yeah,
I'm
basically just that's like you see almost a faintful like bluish hued ghost, right? Face through you. You hear a faint laughter of Craven as you feel this rain kind of rain upon you. It's this kind of black and reddish oil raining from the sky, kind of bleeding the red color from your clothing and your skin.
He just says, you should watch what you wish for, foolish girl.
What do you mean wish for?
You called my name, so here I am.
I merely mentioned your name.
Don't mention my name unless you want me to come. You know what they say.
knocking at the devil's door. Eventually, someone's going to answer you.
How are you doing? Not still. You're not pissed about what happened, still, are you?
Yes, of course. And when I do get out of here, when Madison lets me free, and she will at some point. Trust me, the universe starts over again every single time. You really think that this sea of souls can hold me for so long? As he laughs.
No.
Right now, you safe, but only as such. Once I get out of here, you're all dead. The entire mortal plane is dead. And then I will have your soul, and I will have your souls, and everyone else in the mortal universe of souls. I will once again be the top general in all of the Shadowfell, as I was. Do you really think that this sea of souls can actually hold me? It is just a vacation for me.
Be that as it may, I assume it must have hurt that huge ego of yours to have it slain by a mere mortal.
And you're looking to Hayel for help. Like that weakling can help you. Yeah, look at this situation. He's stuck in a piece of stone. He can't do anything for you.
Severe. So you know stone is harder than water, right?
You are a funny one. I like you, Raven, but I cannot tolerate you speaking such heresy. Part of me, part of me don't mind, you know, reveling in the destruction of the world, per se. But
Destruction can only come
the
one way.
heresy that you spoke that day, I don't know if you really meant it or not, but clearly
I do.
that could not be tolerated.
I do. And you do remember I am a vengeance, right? Whether it was tolerable or not. Once I
Yes,
get out of here,
so
I'll punish you for
wouldn't
what you've done.
you struck me first, so
I don't
doesn't that
care.
mean that I have a right to vengeance?
I don't care.
No,
Who
because
struck
all you
first?
care for is yourself, correct?
Exactly. Which is why I was the most powerful archangel in all of the Shadowfell. It is only by greed and power and selfishness that you gain that one can truly fear you. Look at AL now. I tried to tell that fool he's nothing without me, and now look at him. Caught up in a cross and can't get out. Like a bumbling fool.
No, because all you care for is yourself.
Yes.
That makes you the weakest of them all.
I care about myself. And even the sea of I have so much power, even the sea of souls can't completely consume me. I will always exist as long as a piece of the shadow.
If you have so much power, Craven, then why haven't you yet struck me down? I'm laying defenseless.
You a mere mortal would never understand how this works. You're beneath me. I don't have to tell you anything.
Yet this mere mortal bested you.
A vampire doesn't mean that. Just wait. Technically, I would know that because I'm a paladin. Right? Can he sense that she was a vampire or no?
You can.
Yeah. He says just because you're a vampire. And Edwin, you guys are nothing compared to Orange Scale. You guys are just pawns on a bigger chessboard. And you think that Madison and things are going to have to keep me here? I'm still existing for a reason.
I beat you with my magic, not
The
my
world
And do you know of Edwin, you say?
the war will come. And she's going to need me again. Because Hayel certainly can't do it. As he points to.
We shall see. Do you know of Edwin?
Maybe I do, maybe I do, maybe I don't. Even if I did, I wouldn't sell anything. Unless you, of course, gave me something first.
What would that be? I already know what it
Well,
is.
for starts, you can get me out of the Sea of Souls, or at least help me get out of here. I could easily do it on my own in a few hundred years, but a shortcut would be nice.
Sure. I'll get Hayel out. That also means getting you out, correct?
That's not part of the deal. I'm sorry.
Well, how much of a fool do you take me for? You literally said you're going to kill me if I take you out. If you come out of here,
Of
so why would
course.
I take you out?
And I still hold true to that.
Yeah, doesn't sound like much of a deal to me.
Well, you're immortal. You don't understand how this works. You bloodsucker.
Charming. She tries to move her body a little bit. So she's still
Restrained, can't move, paralyzed, right? Yeah, he's gonna punish you a little bit. See, like a husk, like the blood rain starts to turn acidic as he burns you.
You're still trying to do a lot more than you can. You're also restrained.
I'm not trying to do damage. I'm just trying to make the character RP wise. Feel pain.
Are you asleep, Dad?
I'm here.
Okay. You're trying to move her body. See if you can move it.
As you're still basically paralyzed on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Can she
he's gonna try
discern
to.
why? Is it because of all the flashing
Yes.
numbers that basically have,
Yes.
you know,
Well, you know how it's been the first time. That was way, way less bad. It was just a torture. Well, this is everything. So you're not standing up for soon.
is there any, as she tries to think back on her memories, in specific around, you know, before she ended up in the Shadowfell, like
Mhm.
before she met Shahu and those. Is there any memories that were there now that wasn't there before? Potentially like altering of memories or
Yep.
things that, you know, oh, so I had fake memories there or something like that. As she tries to basically fact check
But it doesn't
some
reveal the
key
original
parts.
if it is.
No, I thought since they got them back, maybe she got all of them back. The
Nope.
two. Okay. Mm. Um, you you'd see her lay there for a moment and kind of just close her eyes, and she says, "Hmm, talking with you, it's like talking to a mad wolf. Not very giving conversation. I would like to speak with Ayel again, if you don't mind." And she closes her eyes and just starts thinking about, well, starts to basically make sense of her memories that is now coming back to her stuff.
Oh, yes, I'll let you speak to him for now. I must conserve my power right now. But if you call me again, don't knock on the door. And he vanishes from your mind. And the cross kind of just levitates back down to where it was.
Yeah, after a little reminiscing and collecting her thoughts a bit, takes a deep breath. Ayel, are you back with us?
He says, as I said before, one reason why I should stay where I'm at. As he points out the craving kind of gain control a little bit again. And he says, you see, that is why I must remain here.
Last I remember, I slew him, and you got you became in control.
Yes. But as I remember, as he looks at feels the body and stuff, it's like my punishment's not up.
Well, I shall I shall be so there as to I should be as there as to do a prayer and check if this truly is your punishment.
He says, I
I
don't
know
question.
that
I
well,
don't question. I don't question the goddess. I never do.
I don't know if this is a prison of your own making. or a prison teammate?
It is not for me to make that determination. It is my goddess to determine that for me.
Like, can you tell us how did you end up here? Last I remember, I opened a box in Deus's mindscape.
I mean, he doesn't remember any of that. He
You
doesn't.
do. You do.
He doesn't remember any of that. Dad said I don't remember any. Dad said I don't remember any of that.
He
He
said
says I was here and I don't
that
remember
you
that.
remember everything that your character
Correct.
experienced.
Oh yeah. Well, if that's the case, he just says well, I grabbed you and saved you from the group, and then I was here.
Oh, and did you grab me from the goop, and where did you take me?
I don't know. We sort of disappeared, and I ended up like this.
Huh. Interesting.
Which is why I think that is the punishment from thy goddess that is such.
Could be. Although I have been seeing some very weird things.
At least you can see. My
Alright.
eyes have been stripped from me, but I don't question the goddess. It's a blessing for me.
Don't you want to be sure if this isn't just a prison of your own making?
He says, "Yeah, if it is of my own making, then that would be unfortunate. But if this is the goddess that's doing, which I believe it is, because I'm suffering, in the way things are set up, I'm hearing voices, and I felt the toll of the dead whisper, so I know this is of the goddess.
If
That's why I don't question her.
if suffer is what we're meant to do, then I guess suffer we shall. But suffer we shall. I would at least want to know if this is truly her will. Personally,
He says, I don't question her. You, however, are different.
I do not question. That is not my intention. But just blindly thinking that everything is her doing, that is naive. There's a lot of other forces in play. There's a lot of other beings.
He says, this is a punishment from thy goddess. You do what you wish. If you would like to investigate, you can. Me, until the goddess comes and tells me, I will remain. As such, I don't question her. As you did hear the toll of the dead whisper and everything, you know that you didn't hear. So, and then the traveler, there's just been some things that he believes is God. So he he says basically, I'm going to stay here until that goddess.
Um, Shavir will pray and to say, Blessed Night Singer, is it thy will for me and the crossbound to suffer? Or is this a prison of our own making? Is your will? Or is this a trial for us to overcome?
Shavir, you know this place is void of magic, right? There's no magic that could fuel your prayer. You would need to have it yourself.
Yeah, it's innate only, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, prayers are, what do you mean? I mean, prayers are prayers. I mean,
It might not. She might not. It might also block players on whatever layer we're on. It probably blocks out like prayers and stuff too.
we're in the Shadowfell. Wouldn't it be stronger here?
The shadow weave is stronger, but there are some areas in the Shadowfell that are void of magic. Like the desert is one of them.
Yes. Or void of specific magic.
So she She needs to connect to the shadow wave, basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah, do damage to yourself.
Well, I know, but yes.
I don't like doing it. I don't like doing it.
So she needs to seemingly connect to the shadow wave to pray.
Yes.
Or to connect.
Because it's the only medium that works here.
She will try to kind of bite the inside of her mouth because she can still move her tongue, right?
Yes.
And she would try to bite the inside of her mouth to get blood onto the ground.
Oh, they bite me. Oh,
And then she would, and then she would try
Con
to.
save.
No,
How much hit points do you have?
20.
Okay.
8. Just a little.
oh, they bite me. Oh.
Well, it's 4 bludgeoning damage. As you tear the inside of your cheek. Hurts like a bitch. You also bite your tongue at the same moment, pretty much. Bunch of blood.
She, she draws in the with her tongue on the ground, symbol of Shar. And then she says, then she tries to connect to the shadow wave. Closes her eyes.
Jesus! Please help me.
What did you say?
With tongue out, drawing on the floor, starts to speak.
No, she do the symbol first, and then she put the tongue first from mouth and talks. And says, blessed. I guess
Trying to
this will
rip
be a little
tongue
bit
out
because she
like
bit
that.
her tongue.
Yeah.
Blessed.
Well, there went somatic component. There went your
Stop
verbal.
interrupting me. Blessed night, singer. No. Blessed night, singer. Is it thy will? Me the crossbones suffer. Is it thy will, or is it trial for us to overcome?
D100. Roll it.
$63.
Not bad.
He's not. That is true. The second one.
Well,
And another one. Another D100.
60.
Okay. Let me see. One second.
Yeah, his D100 roll wasn't playing around, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that hurt its face.
yeah, I do. Someone want the guys to answer.
If serving by suffering is what they want, then of course she'll suffer. But if this isn't their will, they'll try to do something and
Rips
try
hail
try
bones from
to gain, try to get back into a position where she can serve.
I hit myself.
Did you say you hate? Did you say you?
Yeah, I
Two
hate my.
D100s
Wow.
isn't enough. You have to roll another die.
Yeah.
The fuck? How
The
many
thing
dice
is,
do you want?
I always roll it, but even this time, even in the divine domain of a god, a prayer can fail.
Two D100s over 60. Fuck,
Yeah.
damn.
A nat one on
You said
awareness. Yeah, you get overlooked.
the DM to he does. It's not like he don't want to do it, but
No, I assume so.
Add one and then add one.
I don't even know why you rolled it. You never rolled that before.
I roll it secretly usually.
Okay.
Unlucky timing. But no, the glyph does go from this kind of reddish blood to black, but there's no answer.
damn.
Nothing changes, which is weird. Like, super weird.
What does she make of that?
Well, as the kind of blackened vapor kind of rises up from the blood, it seems to disappear. Don't know. Nothing really.
I'm not getting any answer now.
Yeah, that sucks, bro.
Do your character says that? Say that?
No. I mean, I'm a soft boy.
I'm not getting any answer now.
Hale doesn't talk like that. That sucks, bro.
That'd be hilarious. Hale's just on the cross, sees you pray, fails. Ha,
Damn,
that
that
sucks.
sucks, bro.
Yeah,
As he's in pain.
that character that kills character immersion hard, bro. Like,
I
He's
I
like,
can't,
man, I thought being in the cross was bad.
I can't.
Severe. Damn, she's not answering the phone. Damn, that bitch.
yeah, that
But
character immersion.
I'm
Huh.
not going to. Not going to pray again when I'm being overlooked. Clearly, clearly, there's no time for me right now.
Damn, that hits hard to home.
Dude, I guess we. Wait, I cannot move.
Severe.
I,
Cracks
I,
neck. I got nothing but time.
I,
That's a meme. That's a
Mm.
meme.
I cannot move. Feel my power waning. I don't feel like
You still
connection to
feel
the
pulse
moment.
is still ludicrously high.
Feel a pulse high for some reason. I guess there's some lingering connection to the mortal realm for me. Potentially. Now, Ayel, you tell me why you have my sister's soul.
He says, "Oh, nah, I know this is actually you. You can have her back." And he tries to release Lorianthia.
Nothing that is in your capabilities currently.
I mean, he tries. He says, "I can't."
I understand. You're shackled after all. Not strange that whatever souls is in your possession or whatnot is unable to be released as well. Well, seeing we have nothing but time, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself, Al?
I don't remember much of anything. All I know is that I'm being punished for a sin, and I ended up seeing what my punishment actually was. It's this cross. That is all to my story.
Feels like I've been punished my whole life since I grew up. There's been someone chasing me, hurting me, hurting me. In my case, of course, me chasing and hurting other people too. Always the endless struggle, give and receive pain. Is the
At
landscape
first,
beautiful?
he says, in order to In order to become peaceful with oneself, must know pain first. Must one know pain first, is what he says.
Oh,
If you want to come to learn peace, you must come to know pain first. That's
I
generally
know
how.
pain. I know pain all too well.
Well, then shall come your peace at some point. If you know pain, then you know peace.
I guess all that's left is her fate. Like it should be.
Now you see why I can't get unbound from these chains. I must come to know more pain before I can get to peace and salvation. I cannot be saved unless I've suffered enough. And the goddess decides when that suffering is over. Not me. Not I. It is out of my hands.
Or maybe I was sent here to retrieve you.
I have no idea what you just said right there.
Or maybe I was sent here to retrieve you. It is very hard interpreting the will of the gods. That's for sure.
If that is what the gods will, that is what the gods will have. I must know first that it is to be a such way.
Well, then why don't you try to ask? See some blood run from her mouth.
I don't see anything. I can hear you.
You don't. I get no. You don't hear. Yeah, I guess you don't know anything. Well, why don't you try and offer a prayer to see if you can get an answer?
Roll me a persuasion check.
Yeah, I'm so good at that. Oh, that was really high. 15. Natural 15.
That was high?
Yes, she has a plus 0 in persuasion. This is a natural 15.
Oh, yeah. Let me roll. Say you got a 15, eh? Let's see.
This is a natural 15.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to roll. Okay, nat 1. So, yeah, he does it. I'm dead.
Why do you have to roll for these things?
Yeah, it's part of me. Just because of the situation.
Yes.
Average of divine intervention.
Yeah, roll twice, choose highest.
Roll what?
Roll twice, choose highest.
And shit.
Watch him still fuck it up.
Text message. He said eat a, and then he put emoji
Okay.
a 12 and a 11. So not much. E100.
Nope, that's all I need.
Watch that.
Okay. What do you say? What do you think?
Oh, yeah. Oh, thy God is not I I mean, is my punishment up? Am I to be freed from thy shackles that bind and suffering? If so, show me a. If so, unbind thy chains from fortitude, or unbind chains raised in suffering. As he basically says in that words, if I am to be free from this, basically. But he says it in that way I described to you first.
Mm-hmm.
Unbind thy shackles that of suffering, that bind. Meaning not don't free me from the servitude, the chains of suffering.
Well, that can also mean death.
Well, I mean, he's more specific than that, meaning like his prison, meaning like
the chains of suffering can be life. You know that, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, if you want to really push it,
very poor choice of words.
if you really want to push it that far, then yeah. If you want to push it to that degree, then yes. But it also depends, right? It also depends. It also depends if the god sees me redeemable or not. You have to take that into account. How long you've been here has also been, and the god has to think that it's at least redeemable, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we're going more. Is it like be redeemed kind of thing? More not unless not like death. I just wanted to word it as the. I mean, I guess if you want to, I can make it an easily different choice of words. I can just be like, hey,
too late now.
Unbind thy chains in suffering, if thy.
You're lying on the ground, right?
Yeah, laying on the ground, looking at him, kind of responding to her.
So,
unbind thy.
Let me give me a second.
She decided to have faith. And she looks at Hayal, seeing him sort of pray or something. Glimmer of
The
hope.
cross just resonates. The cross has changed colors.
Glimmer of
When he
hope.
goes to pray, you see like a dark necrotic hue. The cross starts to bleed a little bit as he cuts himself. Black blood bleed down the cross. It's just upside down. It bleeds upward towards heaven, into the air like black ink. If you allow that dead for flavor.
Okay. You would sense a connection, Shavir, as you feel the kind of metallic stone composite floor. You feel like almost falling into it halfway, left and right side of your body, right? And you feel like something on your back squeezes through. Especially pop upwards a little bit. Hayel, you would spot a liquid cat sitting 5 feet away from Shavir's feet. In the center in front of the cross.
See him cries of tears of blood and joy. As he gets that he actually smiles for the first time in years as he sees that.
Goes through a bunch of like different souls of creatures.
Yeah. And just he screams the word in an ancient celestial. Rejoice.
It's a Thor thing where he's like, I'm still worthy.
No, I mean don't do that, dude. You're messing up immersion. All right, stop doing that, please. Please stop doing that.
But
he says rejoice. Kind of demonic voice.
Yeah. For once you see a presence, like strong enough to see a presence as rare. You see the outline of the cat. This kind of cyan purplish almost hue to it. And as you see its eyes peer at you, you hear a voice in your head, calm as always. So, what are you screaming for?
Shavir says to Shavir?
Nope, to you.
No. Shavir just lays there, feeling the fish on her back and kind of just smiles, looking at the Hayal.
He says, He says, "Oh, there, thy goddess of the night, please forgive my intrusion. I just wanted to know," as he arcs to the shackle, "is thy time of pain and suffering thy shackle bind in chains?" Meaning, is my punishment up? Basically, he asks, "Am I thy willing, or thy able to redeem myself and go free of these shackles? I know my sins in the past. My sins in the past carry a burden for you." He says that. "I don't mean to be as such a burden, but I assure you that Craven is no more. I can assure that this time. Just have faith in me. I promise. As I have had faith in you since the beginning. Have faith in me as I have had faith in you." As he cries blood and says, "Please."
You see the cat blink, right? and you hear going through your head, "So well, that is what you're crying for. For once, you're
I am.
doing it politely."
He says, "I am crying for not only that, but seeing you after all these years brings the tears of joy to my very eyes. I have not set my eyes upon you in so long."
Oh, it's great to be appreciated. He looks at Shavir, right? And Shavir, in the meanwhile, while this cat is sitting on the floor, you see this kind of blackened vapor rise across the floor, right? And you get a whiff in the nose and kind of over the kind of pool of blood that turns black, and you basically breathe it in for ever so slightly, and you start to suffocate. It's just like, okay, wait.
She actually kind of, she kind of smiles when she suffocates because she thinks it's funny because it's dangerous, but kind of blows it away a little bit, like, because it suffocates her. But she's gonna shock away a little
The
bit.
cat looks at you, Hayo, right? And
Yes.
well, you know his name, Mr. Muggins, but
Oh, are you referring to the guy that you sent me in the text message of religion? That guy? Or Bell?
no, yeah, Mr. Muggins basically
Mr. Muggle.
says to you, "Well, do you know the story of the Tarnished?"
Do I know that DM or is that a history check?
History check.
Is it disadvantage or anything, or just straight
Just
up
straight.
just history? Straight up history? History?
Why
Right
did
up
they punish
history?
me? Why did they punish me?
Oh,
Oh,
why?
oh, oh,
Oh, killing my intelligence.
oh, they punish me.
The intelligence
Oh.
span.
Oh,
17. Oh,
oh,
17. Oh,
oh.
get it.
Stop.
Yeah. Oh.
Shush. Talking about
What
character
is going
emergence break.
on?
Yeah. Shush.
I like
But yeah,
moved
you
for
would
like
know
2
the
seconds
story.
or something. Yeah.
What does that story entail? Could you kindly tell me for player purposes, please?
Sure. It's pretty much a kind of discarded soul, right? It's the story of the Tarnished basically goes as such that there's a very few set of souls in every collection of all that just gets discarded upon creation, right? They're incapable of, connecting with gods and divine beings and such like that, right? And he looks at you and he says, "Well, sometimes the story reminds me of you, but then I hear you scream. So, I don't know. I don't really have the possibility of cutting you loose. Only an angel can, as you seem to, not breaking your own imprisonment. I would have to ask, well, you know, as he basically looks down, looks up at you, basically sniffs the floor, right? Looks up and sits on top of the cross, looking down. Your brothers and sisters.
I understand, Mr. Muggums.
He blinks.
As he
He
waits.
walks basically across the top of the the cross, right? And the vapor kind of runs off the edges. Looks over to Shavir. So, what is that lump of flesh doing here? Looking at Hayel.
I think that question was directed towards you.
No, it was directed towards you. He said he asked
No.
Shafir, "What's that hump of
No,
flesh
he
doing
looks
here?"
at Hayel. Was
Yeah,
directed to you.
Is it directed to me?
yeah,
Hayel.
Wait. Oh, no, yeah, it is directed
yeah.
to
He
me.
asked you, "What's that hunk of flesh doing here?"
No, he's referring to Shabir. And
Yes, that's what. Yeah, he asked you, "What's
No,
that
he
hunk of
asked
flesh?"
you about me. right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, me about that.
I'm the hunk of flesh.
Oh, damn! I thought I was a hunk of flesh. Oh, I'm the one that's missing skeleton pieces.
Oh, I
And
guess
shit.
we're both hunks.
Yeah. It says, Mr. Muggums, sir, I don't know what she's doing here. I did manage to pull her from a slime from a robot's mind. And next thing I know, Mr. Muggums, sir, she's here. He says in Ancient Celestial, so Mr. Muggums understands, I'm sure. So like he says, yes, Mr. Muggums, that is my story. I pulled her from a hunk of. There was a robots, one made of metal and vines. I managed to pull her away, and next thing I know, we ended up here, and I ended up like this. But as you say, Mr. Muggums, it is of angelic origin that breaks these chains.
Farewell. Yes.
Well, I happen to be such a being.
Well, good luck.
Yeah, he is.
Sarcastic bastard of a cat.
Exactly. It's just like, yeah. But he just smiled as Mr. Muggins was Mr. Muggins. So he accepts him for who he is. Just like, well, he wouldn't be Mr. Muggins if he wasn't like that. Thanks to himself. But I've missed glancing my eyes at least upon one of you.
Well, people can't be everywhere. I just slip by. He basically looks at the kind of blooded symbol on the floor, puts his kind of paw on it, it disappears.
Oh, he disappears?
Oh, on the ground in front of Shavir.
Yeah.
Oh, he disappears? He's gone?
No.
She, she. I don't know if she sees the cat or not, but
Yes.
she kind of, yeah, she kind of smiles, and as she smiles, and blood runs out of her mouth, and she tilts her head, and she sees the liquid cat, right?
Yes.
I'm like, hi, fancy meeting you here. I'm delighted to meet you. I'm Shavir. Nice to meet
The cat sits on your shoulder while you're paralyzed.
He says, nice to meet you. Glad that you're here. I'm Harold the Face.
So is it liquidy or does it have fur? Does it seem like it has
Both, neither. It's liquid vapor cat. It has both fur and liquid properties. Basically, it's a cat without bones. It retains its shape by, well, you don't know. It's very hard to explain, but it's possible. It's a concentration spell.
Yeah. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know.
I'll have soft your fur lips.
Alright, so with that being said, then I'm gonna try to tap into my angelic power to try to break these chains.